technical
Muted.
issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Not sure why it was muted. Okay.
So,
No,
redo.
we're going to start again. Welcome everyone to the stream. So my name is Esmond. This is Paul. The casting team is here. We have Gabriel. We have Philippe. And there are 4 of us today. We are going to be streaming the top 8. We have a quarterfinal. We're going to try and stream both semifinals as well as the final.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're going to rotate. It's going to be interesting. It's Pioneer today. For those of you who are tuning in from yesterday's stream, we want to apologize because it was cut off actually yesterday's stream at the last
Yes,
game.
we did not
Unfortunately,
realize it until after the game.
Yeah.
So, I'll bet.
So Facebook has a stream limit of 8 hours. We went past that, but it's okay. We're going to watch more gameplay today. And for those of you who are tuning in as well, we are streaming in on 2 different platforms. We're streaming on the Magic APAC Facebook page as well as the Quintessential MTG channel.
Yes.
But we are doing some giveaways today that is exclusive to the Facebook stream.
Ah.
Yes. And these are the sponsored sleeves from Rajta Lin. You might know her from the treasure token.
All right.
You
Is
remember
that the one of the? Is she doing the one of the chick that's sitting down? Is that the
Yeah,
limited
yeah,
edition
yeah.
sleeves? Right.
Yes,
right.
limited
Those
edition
sleeves are
sleeves.
pretty good looking.
Yeah.
Those sleeves are pretty good looking.
So we're gonna pick a winner every single game. All you have to do is guess who is gonna win that game before the game starts. So we're gonna check the timestamps.
Tut tut.
Yes.
Stakes.
So pick your winner, and then after the game, we'll pick a winner from the people who have commented. Choose one at random and give you a pack of sleeves.
Limited edition sleeves.
Limited edition sleeves. That's right.
I don't know. Would you want to use your limited edition sleeves? I'd be a
mean,
bit worried. You know.
Yeah, well, they're nice, right? You want to show them off.
Fair. Triple
And
sleeve them.
So for this top 8, we actually have 5 different deck archetypes. There's Enigmatic Incarnation, we have Rakdos Aggro, we have Mono Black Midrange, Is it Phoenix? Very interesting. For our first game, actually, the players have seated already. Let me just check what they're up to right now. It is open deck list. They have the chance to review each other's deck lists. And we're going to have Mono Black Midrange up against Rakdos Aggro.
Yep.
Yep.
So I think these 2 are quite staples of the archetype. It should be just the top decks at the table today, obviously. So yeah, we should see some skilled piloting for these established archetypes.
Definitely. And for this first game, we're going to hand it off to Philippe and Paul. And from then on, we're going to rotate between the casters. Once again, we have 4 games streaming on 2 channels with a giveaway at every game.
Very nice.
Comment down below, who do you think will win? And yeah, I hope you enjoy the stream, and thank you for joining us.
Okay, so we have just moved to the player camp. So we have Ronald and Benedictus. I still don't know who's playing what, but I'm sure we'll find out shortly. Okay, I think the game has started. The first lands have been placed. Yes, we're on turn 2. And it looks like, no, turn 3. So there's a flipped Kumano and a slick shot show off coming in. And
what? I think we have a
Harvester?
I think it's from
No, it's not. It's a new card. Someone help us. What card is that?
Yeah, let us know what card that is. It's a bit unfamiliar. Looks like an alternate art. But Slick Shot Show Off and Kumano. What is Benedictus going to do?
Yeah, I think it's an Unstoppable Slasher.
Is it? No.
Yeah, it's an Unstoppable Slasher. Yeah, if I squint really, really hard, I can kind of make out like, yeah.
It's like an alt art.
Okay, so we have Monstrous Rage being played on the Chicken, and Monstrous Rage Part 2 being played on the Kumano. So that's going to be a massive, massive pump. Kumano goes up to 3, and the Slick Shot Show Off is at 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's more, right? Because it's a 3 pump.
It's the monster
So
token.
it's 5. Yeah, it's 5 damage from the 1 drop from the Kumano, from the flip Kumano, and then 6 for the section.
Yep. So for Benedictus right now, really just going in.
It's kind of what he wants to do.
Right.
Still,
I mean, against Ronald, not Not sure what he's going for. He's actually on, is it Phoenix, if I'm not wrong? I believe, or
Benedictus. Oh no, he's not on. Benedictus
on
is
it,
not.
is it
He's on.
Phoenix?
He's on. That looks like a Rakdos prowess list, and Ronald is on the black mono black demon list. I think.
Mono
Yeah,
black
yeah,
mid range.
mono black
Yes.
mid-range list, which is essentially a
Sorry.
demons list. So I think that was like an insane start with like Ronald he put out something proactive. He didn't really have a way to kind of deal with what else was being played. There's a fatal push in the graveyard, probably ate a discard spell or something.
Uh, but Benedictus himself, you know, thinking about what he's gonna do to the mono black player Ronald, he really wants to get in the damage early, or else unstoppable slash. Things like unstoppable slash, Archfiend is gonna be a bit
too much to deal
a
with.
bit too much to deal with in the early turns.
Okay, so there's like a march being played, right? March of Wretched Sorrow, I believe.
Exiling 2 cards, a Duress and a Unholy Annex, I believe.
It's not giving it up. But still, I mean, he's dead to a lot of things, right?
Ronald's life total isn't that healthy. He's in 5. Everything right now is a bit of a desperate play. Let's see what.
That's 3 damage if you can't deal with the Kumano. Oh, okay. So we have an Archfiend, I believe.
Yep, an Archfiend
Yeah, Archfiend of the Dross coming in with those counters. Okay, it's gonna tick down, and we have Giganta being played. But Archfiend is going to be a nice way to stabilize for a little bit until the counters run out, which normally never happens.
Definitely.
Definitely never
He's on
happens.
5 life,
Yeah,
and nothing much he can do right
yep,
now.
Yep. So that Castle Lockwind feels pretty sad. Don't think he's ever going to use it. Okay, there's an Ancestral Anger, drawing a card, digging for ways to get through, I suppose.
Oh.
Okay. And we have
Edict.
Edict going to take out the small creature.
I think Benedictus and Ronald are going to trade.
Is it a trade though? Giganta is 5/5, right? The Dross is a 6/6. Oh, is it?
No, he pumped it up with Ancestral Anger.
With Ancestral Anger, right?
Yep.
Yep. And so we have Heartfire Hero coming down.
What can Ronald do right now?
He's kind of semi-stabilized, I feel. Like, if he can constantly put up blockers, he might be okay. Might be.
You might be right.
Yeah. Okay, but here comes Emberheart Challenger, so definitely got to eat a fatal push, right? Okay, but he's still going to take the 1 unless, yep. Oh, loses 2, 1 for the Heartfire and 1 for Castle Lockwind. So he did use it. He must be, I think he chucked a lot of cards to that march just now. Yeah.
Definitely something you have to do, you know, March.
Yeah, gotta stay alive, right?
Just exile your dead cards. Bloodletter of Agmazots, I think.
Bloodletter. So Bloodletter is gonna take that out, and that comes the Ramen up, and that should be the game. All right, so really powerful, explosive start by Benedictus there.
Right.
And we're gonna move on to game 2 after sideboards, I guess. The Rakdos aggro has taken the first game.
Rakdos aggro going into the sideboard. Pretty standard, I would say.
Okay, so in the deck list here, okay, so we have the usual culprits. I guess if they're kind of going for the long game, their usual plan is what? Their Hazoret, their Obnixilis, right? That's kind of how they go. They kind of want to get their Thought Seizers down to kind of deal with all the potential removal that could be happening.
Right.
That's kind of how I've been seeing those games go, at the very least. Is that a fair assessment?
I think that's a fair assessment, but from day one, I think when Rakdos aggro has been siding in their stickier threats, you know, as you would say, has read the Fervent, but at the same time seems to be going a little bit faster against demons. I wouldn't say the sideboard really helps in a lot, in a sense.
I guess because a lot of the card draw is also can potentially lose life, right? So if you go fast enough, you can actually kind of create this virtual card advantage situation.
Right.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rakdos aggro really is dependent on the draw and the sideboard cards. The volume of it, I wouldn't say affects a lot, but can give an alternate win con.
Okay, so let's move on to see the mono black list. Okay, so we have our mono black list. I suppose what would come in would be the anti-aggro cards, right?
Right.
So we are probably looking at things like Path of Peril seems pretty good. Extinction Event could be pretty good as well on the big board because it doesn't trigger those hardfire heroes, right?
Definitely.
Other than that, I'm not sure what else. I mean, there is some argument for go blank, but could be a dead card at some situations. They empty their hand really quickly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely a very standard sideboard. You're gonna put in the 2 extinction events, 2 Path of Perils, but then again, things like go blank, as you would say, some people have argued, taking away the card advantage from Rakdos aggro, who can't
Really draw cards. Yeah.
Can't really draw cards. Is beneficial, removes their hand from pump spells. Pump spells are the biggest thing. You can't thought seize away a pump spell.
Yeah.
You're just gonna take 2 damage. Liliana of the Veil could be nice as well.
That's true. Like
Same
if you deal with the turn 2 threat, you put the Liliana down, deal with anything else that comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, could happen. Could be a good thing.
But definitely for both decks, I think the most important isn't really the sideboard, but the mulligan decision.
You gotta have that early interaction, and you gotta have like a plan against early interaction if you're playing the aggro deck, I suppose.
You're right. You're right. Seems like they are shuffling up.
How will they mull then? If the hands are if the matchup is so hand dependent, how well do the both decks mull? Like, do you think like one deck in particular will mull better than the other?
I feel like right now in this matchup, depending on how many of these sideboard cards you put in, are they really looking so for in terms of mono black mid range? He definitely wants to mull into Path of Peril, Extinction Event for that turn 3, turn 4. But for Rakdos aggro, even if he brings in Hazard the Fervent, anything that is a stickier threat, they still need that turn 1, that turn 2,
still
turn 3.
need the turn 1, turn 2, turn 3.
Yep. So it's really on mono black mid range to, get that determined turn 3 Path of Peril. Yep.
And how aggressively you look for that. Yeah, how aggressively do you go?
Seeing as the decks nowadays in this new meta, honestly, doesn't seem to have a lot of card draw. Things like Reckoner Bankbuster are not played as much.
Too slow, I suppose. That's the sensing in this current meta being so fast. You put a Reckoner Bankbuster down on 2, turn 4, you're dead.
It does feel like
can't draw your card. Can't draw a card from there.
Things like Reckoner Bankbuster are not played as much.
Too slow. Okay, I think we're off to the races. So we have the first land being played, which is Hive of the Eye Tyrant.
Looks like the Rakdos aggro has Thoughtseize.
Yep, they have taken Thoughtseize, kind of clearing the way. I'm going to take the Slasher.
I think that is a very good play from Rakdos aggro. Seizing away the limited amount of value Ronald has in his hand.
Okay, Kumano versus Carcassonne has now come down. So just pings for 1. Nothing from Ronald's side yet. Okay, Ronald plays a Field of Ruin. So he's only on black mana right now. Oh wait, he is playing mono black. What am I talking about? Yeah, I was confusing it with the Rakdos aggro list.
Yeah, Benedictus, Thoughtseizing on turn 1, very interesting. But taking away an unstoppable slasher, let's see how that goes in the later turns. Does Ronald have any other creatures to sustain or to block?
Yeah, currently I think he's just representing that he has interaction. Okay, so there's some dispute with regards to how the triggers have planned out. The judge is there to look at it.
I think
it's straightforward enough. Like, it comes in for 3, right? Basically, that's what's going to happen. That's a fairly common play pattern.
Well, Wizards did update their Saga's rules. It is a triggered ability, so missing it, you just ignore it.
Right.
So right now it seems that Kumano has not been triggered on his draw step. And yep, the Heartfire hero does not get the counter.
Sadness. The Benedict's hand feels kind of clunky, right? With the Thoughtseize on 1,
Right.
Kumano on 2, but then no follow-up from there, right? And then instead into the Ember Heart on 3, which then died. Well, I suppose it
Yes.
wouldn't have mattered either way. It did eat something, right? It ate a March.
Yep, it ate a March exiling an extinction event. That's the interesting part.
So I think basically how the plays have gone out, Ronald has kind of figured like, oh, I'm not actually in any immediate threat of any super explosive play. It's kind of how he's thought about it.
Definitely.
Okay.
Benedictus hasn't even didn't present anything on turn 1.
Yep.
Turn 2.
Yep.
Kumano.
Yeah. So it's implying that it's not a super aggressive hand. Okay, so Kumano is now ticked up, and we have Arcane of the Draws coming down. So Benedict is now on the back foot, right? His Saga 1 turn slow, having missed the trigger,
Right.
right? And then having his Heartfire also taken out here. So he hasn't presented any threats. He seems to be flooding out very pretty hard. Okay, so Fatal Push, yes, because if that works, Revolt Trigger is triggered off the exiling and returning off the Kumano versus Kakazan.
Definitely, but it does seem like Archfiend is dead.
Archfiend is dead. So gonna cash in the Sokenzan, I believe, right? To get the 2 colorless spirits.
Yep, Benedictus back in the game, going into the red zone. Looks like Ronald will be going back to the mid-range plan instead of the beatdown.
He's still okay though. He has Mutavault, so
Oh.
that's gonna help him with his NX. But he has another Arcfiend to follow up with that as well. Okay, so draws gets his card advantage and his life back from the Unholy Annex, triggering off the Arcfiend of the Draws.
Yeah, Ronald just needs to stick a demon on the battlefield so he can accrue that life gain.
Yep.
Not really anything Rakdos aggro can do to remove the Holy Annex.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think they play stuff like Feed the Storm anymore. Okay, we have a Fountain Port coming down.
Oh, it looks like
Oh, there are. There is there?
Benedictus
There's
does
two
play
Feed the Storms.
Yes.
Yeah. Fatal Push being played on the enchantment creature. And Arcfiend gonna get in for 6. So many things potentially could kill Benedictus now if he goes in, swings in willy-nilly. The Mutavault taking out a creature is also going to be very problematic.
Definitely.
Yes,
definitely.
and that looks like the game. So Ronald has taken out Benedictus, right? Managed to, because I think Benedictus didn't manage to put out a particularly aggressive start. And we will probably be moving to game 3.
Right.
Yep. Okay. So as the players are getting ready, since we talked about the giveaway for the sleeves, here is the artwork for the sleeves. Let me see if I can get it in focus.
Think we got it.
Yes, so there's this hot lady sitting on this thing. Jeweled Lotus.
Jeweled Lotus.
Jeweled Lotus, yes, Rakta Lim. And you can get, and Rakta Lim is the artist. So yeah, we will be giving these away. Hopefully you're not too salty about the Jeweled Lotus bands, but yes, I think that the art is actually very good.
Yep, it looks absolutely beautiful.
Okay, so the giveaway will happen on Facebook. We'll be picking a random commenter from the Facebook stream. So if you comment, yeah, someone who guesses, so it will be someone who guesses the winner of the round. So you guess the winner of the round, and then it will be a random pick from there. So I don't know, state your claim, right? Have a shot, give it a shot, right? Yeah, once the poll closes, that will be it. So I guess before the third game goes, better put in those bets, inverted commas.
Well, if you want that sexy lady. Well, honestly, this game has been quite interesting. Very exciting, very fast starts, very explosive plays. What do you think will happen in game 3?
I don't think anything much really changes personally. I think that Benedictus kind of knows what's coming. Maybe he will think about the hands that he keeps, having seen how he kind of flopped around with that. Maybe also be more aware of his triggers. I think that trigger did cost him some damage. It probably didn't cost him the game. It was probably set from the start based on the hand that he kept. But yeah, he will probably think to himself, like, I want to correct as many mistakes as possible, right? That kind of thing. Missing triggers, I mean, big problem.
You're right. In this RC level event, maybe players are quite afraid, I would say, to go
Could
down
be,
in card
yep,
advantage.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
mulligan down to 6, mulligan down to 5. But really, sometimes you
Sometimes
just
you
need
gotta
that.
have you have to have the discipline, I think, to know what kind of deck you're playing, right, and how much you need um, much you need certain explosive starts.
Right,
Yeah.
right. As well as Fatal Push being the premier 1 mana removal. That's what has Benedictus on the ropes right
Yep.
now. Is he gonna mulligan to aggressive hand even if he mulligans down to 5 and he has a really good start? Keeping maybe 1 or 2 creatures. Ronald maybe having 1 to 2 Fatal Push.
It's you're playing odds, right? You're kind of playing odds. I think you're kind of thinking like, oh, how likely is my opponent to have a hand that answers this hand? So it's kind of playing odds. I mean, the way I would play it
Exactly.
is kind of like that. Yeah.
And I would say Ronald is really trying to mulligan for some removal, especially.
Yeah, he definitely needs it. If he flounders around too much, that's it.
That's right, that's right. Oh, seems like both of them has mulligan to 6.
So in order to qualify for the sleeves, you do have to comment on the Facebook stream. So if you are on the Quitting Center MTG stream, I think the link to the Facebook stream has just been put out. You can go onto that Facebook stream and put in your thoughts on who's going to win that win this match.
Oh, these are amazingly beautiful sleeves. Ooh.
Okay, so we have Heartfire Hero and Monastery Spear going in right now. So I guess Benedictus is getting that explosive start he's been looking for, right? He has pumped both. He has got the Heartfire Hero up to 3 power, right?
That is right. And, oh, Ronald passes. Maybe holding up removal.
Yep. Lace Land says go. Okay. Yes, Benedictus has found his second land, and more damage is coming in. But there is no prowess trigger on the Swift Spear. He's just getting in for raw damage. But that life total is looking very low, and Heartfire Hero also provides reach, right? It provides you that way to like kind of close out the game.
Right, right. Now,
Here comes
Ronald
Slasher.
keeping a hand with Unstoppable Slasher
I
and
think
no
that's
Path of
a
Peril.
little bit slow.
It's a
Little bit slow. Right? So I probably has to block the... Yeah.
Yep.
So, oh, and there comes the big strength. And
that's the game.
that's the game. Trampling through the Slasher. Very, very fast game. Yep. So Rakdos aggro takes the 3rd game. And yeah.
Honestly, that was so explosive.
Very, very explosive start. So like we said, if you have the explosive start, kind of go for it. Make them have it, right? Make them have it.
Right, right. A very exciting match compared to our previous matchups with Rakdos aggro and Mono Black mid range. Here, quite quick.
Okay. So yeah. Would you have played anything differently from how the game went if you were in any of these players' shoes?
Oh, honestly, with my limited experience with either of these decks, from what I could see, it was really just the mulligan decision.
Mulligan decisions, right? Yeah.
Ronald probably kept the hand without removal, but trusted that Benedict wanted to go for the long game. Maybe so, maybe not. But Ronald himself, game 3, unfortunately did not have any sweepers.
Yep.
Didn't seem to have any fatal push.
Yep.
Or
No
else he
fatal
would have
push.
done it.
Yep.
But yeah, Unstoppable Slasher.
I think on a
Interesting
3-drop, like having your 3-drop creature in a deck that has like abilities to pump creatures with trample and just hoping to block through, this seems like a really shaky plan if you ask me. It's just a really shaky plan. I think that
Yep.
you really are looking for clean removal, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Personally, I might even have if I was playing like the mono black list, I would have gone down the slashers myself. I think like it's just a bit weak,
Definitely.
right? Yeah. But you know, what do I know? I don't play mono black mid range.
We can only
You
speculate.
can only speculate. Yes, we can only speculate.
Yep. So every round of this RC of the top 8, we will be choosing one winner to. Oh, let me get that in. Okay.
Get our fancy,
Get our fancy.
fancy lotus lady sleeves.
Yep.
These are exclusive to the RC. So you can't. This is the only way that you can get them.
Yep. So we will be picking one winner every round. So there are technically 8 to go out. Oh, 4 rounds. Sorry, 3 rounds. 4 rounds. My bad.
Yes,
my bad.
yes. So there will be 4 lucky winners, I believe.
Danny Seeds
Danny
deck
Seeds
list.
deck list. Okay, we'll see whether we can pull that up. So Danny Seed is in the top 8. Danny Seed is on Enigmatic Incarnation. This is his deck list. It's the usual culprits, right? So it is trying to play like the Atraxa, the Titan of Industry with the Enigmatic Incarnation, and then using cards like Zur and Prismatic Ending, right, to kind of get there. And of course, with the big spells, you got Up the Beanstalk, just a 2 mana play that you can use to refill itself and draws cards as you continue playing your big creatures. That seems
Right.
to be the game plan.
As well as the new Overlords.
The new Overlords, because they are enchantments.
Yes,
Because they are
enchant-
enchantments, so that's a very nice addition to the deck. I really like the toolbox part of this deck, though, with the Rurik Thar. You know, kind of find what you need. It's a nice thing about it.
Yeah, I agree. It's just the Enigmatic Incarnation deck has improved so much since the last time we've seen it in the top 8. I believe there was a few RCs ago. Notable mentions, of course, the Overlord, but as well as Zur. Zur is a very interesting, but value, extremely value-oriented pick.
This is the Zur that turns it into a creature based on its mana value, right?
Let me see that.
Enchantment creatures you control. Yeah, target enchantment non-aura becomes a creature. Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yes.
Yes.
So just having that synergy is already.
It's
just
big synergy, right?
big
Yeah, it's
synergy.
big synergy because you're getting these big enchantments out. You know, you can get big prismatic endings.
No,
big
the
leyline bindings.
leyline bindings.
kind of hitting you again and again.
I mean, as well as High Noon has been
Yeah,
included
very
in the
good.
deck.
With is that Phoenix, right, being such a force in the meta
Exactly.
game.
Exactly.
So Enigmatic, I think, is the primary deck. We've got 3 Enigmatic and what else again?
2 Phoenix.
Oh, so it's 3-2-1. So it is 3 Enigmatic, 2 is that Phoenix decks, and yeah. So we'll be slowly going through the lists. And one Azorius.
One
Azorius
Azorius humans.
list. So the Azorius humans list is made it here.
A
So
bit
we're
sunny
having
today.
some technical difficulties with the list right now, but we will get them up. What do you think of the top 8 meta?
Honestly, the top 8 meta, as we've got information for, would I say it's healthy? I would say it's healthy.
It's pretty diverse and pretty
Yeah.
evenly spread, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, based on that.
Especially day 1, I would say. I mean, top 8s don't really. I would say right now today doesn't really show any dominance for any deck. As far as humans, very interesting. Include actually expected more of. I would say Jun sacrifice. Actually, we haven't seen
Jun
Jun
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
You know, we have not seen Jun sacrifice at all over these
Yeah.
2 days, I think. Yeah.
Seems like we have another enigmatic deck list we are going to look at.
So this is Justin Chin's list. We have some of the usual culprits. There is no Rurik Thar this time. There is the usual Overlords. We have Elishnorn. There's a Beza, so we're trying to have a little bit. This seems a bit more conservative, trying to say that expects to fall behind at some point and be able to
Right.
keep up. right? Other than that, you know, you have Heliod just for that life gain. So try to slow down the game a bit. There's Knight. There's the new card, the Abhorrent Oculus. I suppose they're trying to get that off, trying to enigmatic up the Beanstalk. It's like a 3-mana target. So there's this toolbox that exists at a 3-mana slot as well, right? Between the Skyclave Apparition, the Abhorrent Horror, etc.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, definitely with the.
Okay, we're moving on to more enigmatic lists now. You notice that much of the picture has stayed the same. But this one is, so there is a lot of creativity here, even between these. So the core of the deck's still there, right? But sometimes you see things like Glard because you're playing like big spells, right? You can
Yes.
play those off the top of the library, translates a card advantage. So we have the Zur, and we also have the Nimble Larcenist from Capenna, which is
Yes.
like a targeted discard spell. I suppose it's used to interact with combos.
Right.
So they're trying to have a way to interact combos, and the ramp package, which is missing from the others. I do believe
Sylvan
I've seen the
Caryatid?
Sylvan Caryatid. Yeah, so they're trying to get. What is the one on 4 mana though? Oh right, 4 mana. This turns the enigmatic 1 turn faster, I believe, or they can
I
play a 4-drop
believe
1 turn
so.
faster.
But one thing I do want to bring up, the previous list ran Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
And this one is not. This one
No.
instead is going for a more control-based plan using the flexibility of Callous Archmage, of the Callous Blood Mage, right? The
Right.
graveyard or the life gain, depending on what you want, together with Skyclave and the Nimble Larcenist for
Yep.
that discard.
Yep. Overlord of the Bale Merc also included in this just this deck. Previous deck list, I would argue Fable does have good targets. Would lend itself more to control with your Aven Interrupter, your Skyclave Apparitions. You know, previously Jeskai Control has been known to use Aven Interrupter with the Fable copy ability to basically keep you from
Right.
casting any spells.
Every time you try to cast it, it's like, no, it goes to exile.
Exactly.
Right.
And with High Noon on
Yeah.
the battlefield,
Yeah, you can't cast it after that, right?
it's like having a second spell for free.
It's a little bit like a mini stacks combo going on there, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
essentially what it is, yeah. Okay. There has been a small issue with the list that we can post up, so unfortunately we'll only be able to see the enigmatic incarnation lists on the screen. But if you are interested to take a look at these, you can go to the chat. I believe Esmond has just posted the links to those for your purview. Yeah, for your
Yep.
purview. Okay, so we're just gonna see the first game was really quick, so
Right.
we're just gonna see how the other games are doing. Probably update the timer, and see how that goes. Yeah, we're thinking it's gonna take 20-30 minutes. So
Right.
the enigmatic decks are probably gonna take a little bit longer than the aggro.
Just a
aggro
little
match.
bit.
Just a little bit longer. A little bit longer.
Well, we'll be here for a while.
Yeah. So we're going on a short break. We'll go take a look at that. We'll put the timer up when we get the information, and we will see you for the next game. Ciao.
Hello? Is anyone receiving this? Oh, okay. This way it looks less horrifying. Not going back that way.
This is a great spot.
It's kind of dark. Did you hear that?
I'll go check it out.
Magic the Gathering is the world's greatest trading card game and has been exciting fans over 3 decades. Every match is a fantasy arena where players, also known as planeswalkers, will fight against each other with powerful magic and summon creatures. Magic has 5 different colors, each representing a different philosophy and playstyle. Crushing opponents with giant creatures, trapping them in endless slugfest, or simply burning everything to ash are all ways to attain your victory in Magic the Gathering. The concept of a trading card game includes many ways to build a deck and eventually a collection. With over 20,000 unique cards across the vast history of Magic, there are nearly infinite ways for a player to create a deck and find their favorite winning strategies. Magic the Gathering is a game that constantly evolves. The duels between planeswalkers take place in different dimensions in an ever-growing multiverse. Every new dimension brings a new set of rules, creatures, and sorcery, adding to the already vast pool of cards and winning strategies. Whether it's a world of Gothic horror, Nordic mythology, or even Japanese cyberpunk, Magic has it all. Getting into the world of Magic is simple. Get a deck, either build one yourself or get one of our pre-constructed decks, shuffle it and draw 7 cards. Tap your land to get mana, and use the mana to cast spells or place creatures to attack. That is a turn in Magic, and all the basics you need to know to have some fun. The world of Magic the Gathering may look complicated at first, but the big community of players and your friendly local game shops will always open their arms to welcome everyone to experience the world of Magic.
Start your journey to mastering Magic the Gathering. With 5 distinctly different playstyles, there are infinite outcomes to your adventures. Are you hungry for destruction, fiercely defensive, or always one step ahead? Cards hold varied capabilities and come in a range of epic treatments. Mix and match them to craft decks that fit your strategy and style. Ready to conquer the game? Journey into the Magic the Gathering multiverse. Wander across unique planes from the vampire-ridden Innistrad to the Neon Dynasty of Kamigawa, and many more rich worlds. Encounter a myriad of captivating characters, epic creatures, and devastating spells for a gaming experience steeped in lore. Ready to start your story?
What are you drawing, sweetie?
My new friend.
Marina!
Okay, I think I found a connection. Hey, this is Nashi. I am lost, super lost. I'm looking for Tamio's scroll. Oh, okay, this way it looks less horrifying. Coming through! Who needs this many mirrors? If anyone's seeing this, please, send help. Hello? Is anyone receiving this? Oh, okay. This way it looks less horrifying. Not going back that way.
This is a great spot.
It's kind of dark. Did you hear that?
I'll go check it out.
Magic the Gathering is the world's greatest trading card game and has been exciting fans over 3 decades. Every match is a fantasy arena where players, also known as planeswalkers, will fight against each other with powerful magic and summon creatures. Magic has 5 different colors, each representing a different philosophy and playstyle. Crushing opponents with giant creatures, trapping them in endless slugfest, or simply burning everything to ash are all ways to attain your victory in Magic the Gathering. The concept of a trading card game includes many ways to build a deck and eventually a collection. With over 20,000 unique cards across the vast history of Magic, there are nearly infinite ways for a player to create a deck and find their favorite winning strategies. Magic the Gathering is a game that constantly evolves. The duels between planeswalkers take place in different dimensions in an ever-growing multiverse. Every new dimension brings a new set of rules, creatures, and sorcery, adding to the already vast pool of cards and winning strategies. Whether it's a world of Gothic horror, Nordic mythology, or even Japanese cyberpunk, Magic has it all. Getting into the world of Magic is simple. Get a deck, either build one yourself or get one of our pre-constructed decks, shuffle it and draw 7 cards. Tap your land to get mana, and use the mana to cast spells or place creatures to attack. That is a turn in Magic, and all the basics you need to know to have some fun. The world of Magic the Gathering may look complicated at first, but the big community of players and your friendly local game shops will always open their arms to welcome everyone to experience the world of Magic.
Start your journey to mastering Magic the Gathering. With 5 distinctly different playstyles, there are infinite outcomes to your adventures. Are you hungry for destruction, fiercely defensive, or always one step ahead? Cards hold varied capabilities and come in a range of epic treatments. Mix and match them to craft decks that fit your strategy and style. Ready to conquer the game? Journey into the Magic the Gathering multiverse. Wander across unique planes from the vampire-ridden Innistrad to the Neon Dynasty of Kamigawa, and many more rich worlds. Encounter a myriad of captivating characters, epic creatures, and devastating spells for a gaming experience steeped in lore. Ready to start your story?
Surprise, we're back. There's still 20 minutes left on the clock because we have good news, everyone. There is, the first bracket is done, so we will be able to stream the game shortly. as with before, for every game that we are showing, there is a little game that we're playing. You can win one of these limited editions released by Rakdos just by commenting inside the Facebook stream who you think the winner will be before the match concludes. Yes. So, we are currently having to wait for the deck list to come in. I believe, yep, okay, we're jumping to the player screen. Give us a second. Technical issues. First semifinals. Yes, they have finished ahead of time. So yes. So we have Justin, who we haven't seen on stream yet, I believe, and Andrea. And Andrea is the one is playing Phoenix. Yes, he is playing. Is it Phoenix? Or with that has a slight twist on it with the main board inclusion of Crackling Drake and his 4 artist talents.
And he does not have Ledger Shredder.
And he has no Ledger Shredders. Does not need Ledger Shredders. Will be using artist talents in order to rummage instead. And Justin is one of the players who is of the 3, I believe, who is playing our enigmatic incarnation list. So this is, for those of you who don't know, this is like that toolbox, 5-color toolbox enchantment deck, kind of runs off up the beanstalk to play into enigmatic and incarnation to get to its wide variety of toolkit answers and big finishers such as Atraxa and Titan, right?
To be honest, actually, it's not super. It's more reliant on most of the high value cards. Most of the time when I'm playing, right, they don't really even put enigmatic incarnations and they're able to win. Because the overlords are basically extremely strong, they are extremely high value, they are able to give a lot of like value, like Boiler Bilge is able to deal 4 damage to any target, and basically Hornwoods is an insane card which is able to create an everywhere token, which will be, the everywhere token is basically a land and it will be it's basically all of the colors, and because of that it triggers leyline binding if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it should triggers
so
leyline binding.
it lets you get full domain right off the bat for your leyline binding. So it's kind of like it has a toolbox potential, but can function as a mid-range deck because like individual card quality is just super high.
It's able to do a lot of things, Paul. And it does run High Noon, which is not something Andrea would want to have.
I mean, you're not casting spells, you're just sacking stuff to enigmatic, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And if you are casting your spells, every spell is big and massive, so 1 spell per turn is not a big deal.
And one of the worst things is enigmatic incarnations is returning a enchantment. It doesn't even trigger connive or so. But then again, Andrea does not play Ledger Shredder.
Is this his big brain play to not play Ledger Shredder into enigmatic?
He is not playing EZ. He's more playing EZ Drakes.
Right, there's like is it Drake's section
extremely
to
interesting.
It? Yeah.
I was talking to Andrea that day, yesterday, and he told me he built this deck himself. And there's a lot of interesting things, like he does not play Steam Vents.
No, I mean,
yeah,
it's a mana base. It works. I guess you can run a bit. He does have 12. He does have 12 potential duels though, right? Between his pathways, his pain lands, and his fast lands. Okay, anywho, the game seems to be starting up. The players are just shuffling. The decks are being presented to each other for the cut. Yeah, Andrea doing a good job of shuffling it up there. Is that his deck or is that his opponent's deck?
That's his opponent's
His opponent's deck. Yeah, you gotta shuffle it good. Shuffle it good. Right, shuffle it good. Make sure they're not mana weaving or anything. But I'm sure our players are nice, friendly, and people with of great integrity. Yes,
Honest.
great integrity and honesty.
They ain't mana weavers, man.
Yes. So, anyway, yes. So the decks are ready, and they will be drawing up.
Yeah, 7 cards.
So we were just having a short discussion before this game. I think we were saying that Izzet deck might have some problem against the enigmatic incarnation deck. We just don't like how the cards kind of pair up against each other. But we'll see whether our pre-game assessment is actually accurate.
But then again, EZ Phoenix is running Floodmore, and in this situation, Floodmore will be
It's
actually
pretty
good.
decent, right? It's
Yeah.
actually removal that 1 mana, very efficient 1 mana interaction that can kind of tempo out
Yes.
the opponent.
Just the
Okay.
issue is the removals are able to target most of the things that are on board on EZ Phoenix side for animatic incarnations. So Sahili is not gonna be safe
Andrea
as well.
is keeping? Question mark? I did not see any lands in his hand, which can't be right?
I believe I saw some lands, if I'm not wrong.
Justin is shuffling up, so he's taking a mull. I think they're both mulling.
Andrea is probably thinking about whether or not
Yeah.
he wants to mulligan.
He does know what he's up against, though, so I think he's thinking very hard about how things line up.
Andrea's thinking very hard, man.
His mask is helping with his poker face, though. He did not mull. Okay, he is not mulliganing. He's keeping his hand. I did see a sleight of hand, so I guess as long as he can hit that. I'm not sure how many lands he kept, though. But still, should be fine. He should be fine.
I mean, it's pretty standard for EZ Phoenix players to be keeping 1 land handles. As long as there are cantrips to be able to get that land drop, it's pretty okay. Because you resolving those cantrips will build his
Yeah, it builds his
goal
consistency, yeah.
to Treasure Cruise and let him be able to get more card draw in this situation. So
Oh, this
maybe
looks
okay.
this looks a bit more promising from Justin's side. Justin appears to have more lands. He has a Knight of Autumn, right? So I'm not sure if that's so. Knight of Autumn can take out an Artist Talent, which is potential something he can do. Yeah. Okay, so there's a 1 lander from
Sleight of hand.
Andrea. Yeah, starting with his sleight of hand. Takes 1. Has not decided straight away, so has obviously missed his land drop from there.
I don't think so. Maybe he's deciding on what is a land.
Yeah, see which land? Which land? Could be 2 lands. That's true. Okay,
Maybe
so
he
we
has
have
gotten a-
Triome. Justin starting with the with 3 basic land types, vis-a-vis Andrea's none because it doesn't matter to him. And yes, we have seen there is a Spire Bluff Canal. We are in business.
Wow,
There
this
is a
pretty
Spire
good.
Bluff Canal. There is an Artist Talent. So probably gonna get that value train going with the Artist Talent, or he might hold it for turn 3.
I think he's probably gonna go for Artist Talent. Yeah.
Rudy, you have problems with the sound? Oh, okay now? Okay. All good. Just checking. Right, so we have a Temple Garden coming down, so that's gonna fill up 1 more basic land type. We're up to 4 colors now, I believe. And we have Leyline Binding, as expected, for 2 mana, going to take out that Artist Talent. Which is fine. Artist Talent is a value thing. It's not really like gonna hit your life total. I think it's fine.
But personally, I feel it may not be good in this situation, judging on the fact that he does have a Phoenix in hand. What he's trying to do with Artist Talent is to be able to draw more cards and discard the Phoenix or any card in order to filter
He
out
might
his
have, yeah,
deck.
but there is a lot of redundancy in how he can do that.
There is a Floodmore right here, which he can
He
use
can
to
use it. He can use
bring
it.
back.
But then he's still released because binding is instant speed. So, you know. So bottoms 1 draws 1 from opt. Yeah, binding
gotten a
binding is
Treasure
instant speed. So
Cruise.
bouncing a leyline binding to take out a flying threat like a Drake would potentially still be more dangerous.
this
Yeah,
situation, right?
yeah.
But
In the long run.
But then again, with the Artist Talent, he should be able to build up his graveyard and exile zone.
Yes,
for
it
a
will speed up.
one-shot
It
kill
will
with
speed
the
up that
Crackling
process. It will speed up that process. Shockland is being played untapped, so that's 2 damage. So going to take 2. Justin going to take that 2 damage. He is
Overlord
still short.
Hornwoods.
Yep, Overlord the Hornwoods, which is going to make out everywhere token. So now we have full domain available. Man, this card is insane. Every basic land type enters or attacks. It's impending. It's impending. So
ultimate
he's using the
ram right here,
impending
man.
cost.
He has returned the ley line binding because Justin is
So
tapped
he
out in this
wants, yep,
situation.
he's tapped out. So he has an extra turn with his artist talent.
Should be able to push in this situation to build up his graveyard for Crackling Drake. But the issue is Justin does run an overlord of Boiler Bulge, and he does run a lot of removal, and that would be very bad for having a Crackling Drake right there, because Crackling Drake does not have haste as well.
You kind of want to get the Art-like Phoenixes to kind of force removal out before putting out a Drake. That's why I think there's only 2 copies of Drake in Andrea's deck. It's kind of like his end game, right? Yeah. Okay, so Andrea's in the tank, thinking how shall he sequence his plays. It looks like because he has 2 treasure cruisers, he's going to because of the 2 treasure cruisers, he's going to try to fill up the graveyard very quickly using his artist talent, and he's going to play the adventure portion of Pickle Up Prankster in order to chuck stuff into the graveyard. And he has found a Art-like Phoenix to chuck into the graveyard, as well as a Sleight of Hand. So he will be taking the Sleight of Hand back, I believe. Yep, he does take the Sleight of Hand back. 1 Drake in the graveyard, but like we said, Drake is really the last part. It's the backup plan. Doesn't really care too much, I believe.
I believe he really requires the land drop right here.
But
I don't know. I think I would play some more cantrips in here.
Okay, so we're moving to Justin's turn. Justin is late another Triome, I believe.
He has a ley line binding
And he has a Fable. So it's a nice time. Either way, he's probably... no, he can't attack because it's... yeah.
I think Justin will probably go for a Fable because...
Justin's hand looks very, very nice and aggressive. He has Fable of the Mirror Breaker. He has Night of Autumn.
And Andrea does not run Spell Pierce in main board. If I'm checking, he does not run Spell Pierce in main board.
There is no Spell Pierce.
I think Justin will just go for it for most of his high value cards right here.
Leyline Binding has taken out Artist Talent again. Fable of the Mirror Breaker has come in and made another token. So yeah, I think Justin's probably looks like he's going to start the beatdown. And he does have a Lightning Helix as well to kind of close out the game if it gets to that, or remove a blocker. So he's in a good state. He's in a good place kind of to continue attacking in.
2 removals which will be able to take out the Goblin Shaman, which will be very good in this situation right now, as the Goblin Shaman will constantly ram, progressing Justin's overall plays. And
yeah, it's a nice tempo swing, especially considering that he's playing with Treasure Cruise. There are 2 Treasure Cruises in his hand, so kind of emptying out his hand, filling up that graveyard, and being able to Treasure Cruise effectively, probably going to be quite important.
With the usage of Artist Talent, it may be possible for him to use both Treasure Cruisers. Personally, in my deck, I would, if I have 2 Treasure Cruisers.
So we have a Fiery Impulse being played, taking out the Goblin.
I would throw one of them away.
And it looks like we're going to have a Treasure Cruise. Yep. So we now have a mostly empty graveyard with 1 Phoenix and a Treasure Cruise. And what has been drawn? There seems to be an Odawara and a land. Yeah.
Spiral Canal.
Spiral Canal will come in tapped, though, I believe, at this stage of the game.
I think it comes in untapped because
it's
only 2 lands. Yeah.
Yeah, it was his 3rd land. Okay, so it still comes in untapped. He has found his land. He's okay-ish now. Looks like he's going to play his Sleight of Hand. Yep, plays his Sleight of Hand. Looks like a Lightning Axe and a
Storm
Giants.
He has taken the
Lightning
Axe instead for
the
possible Overlord that is impending.
So that's the 3rd spell. Phoenix comes in, smacks Justin in the face for 3. But Justin is retaliating with a fish token.
Justin is able to filter out 2 cards right here, which will be pretty good in this situation. Up to 2 cards, but let's just see if he's gonna filter. I personally feel his hand is pretty good right now, but he has discarded a Knight of Autumn and a land, if I'm not wrong.
Yep. Doesn't like the knight. Oh, he finds some nice big cards there. It looks like I think there was an Odawara as well as a
Aleshnorn will not
Aleshnorn.
be very good in this situation if he plays it. Andrea will not have a good time if Aleshnorn comes on the battlefield.
Okay, so Fish gonna get in for 1. Fish token doing work. Thank you, Andrea, for using the life counter as well as his notepad. What will the play be? There is enough mana for Aleshnorn. Plays Odawara out, and looks like Aleshnorn is coming down. That is correct. Here comes Aleshnorn.
Aleshnorn is an extremely good card in this situation right now.
It's a stacks piece, isn't it?
And I think it's able to... Permanents entering the battlefield don't cause abilities of permanents your opponent controls to trigger.
So I don't think that part hits a Phoenix or a Drake deck particularly hard. What does hit very hard is the double trigger.
It does stop the Drake's ETB draw.
The
card.
ETB draw, yeah, but it's not. The Drakes are still going to be big, right? The Drakes are still going to be big. Still, it does prevent the Drakes from being able to chain into new Phoenixes. 4/7 Vigilance does not fly. Does not fly. So the thing about the Phoenix deck is, and the Drake stacks,
it's still a very big creature.
It's still a big creature.
I mean, it's Aleshnorn.
Yeah, it's Aleshnorn. And the clock as presented right now, I think is still pretty even for both of them.
With Aleshnorn, any Overlord or any ETB triggers will trigger 2 times. When Overlord abilities triggering 2 times up, that's pretty broken.
Good. Pretty good. And we also have the Fable of the Mirror Breaker, right, which is about to flip, which is then going to be able to, you know, clone those
Overlords, create new versions.
Create new versions, which have the double triggers, and it's just going to go way over what Andrea is trying to do, which is to smack face. Yes, here comes Art Like Phoenix coming in for 3. So Aleshnorn not able to block that. So not going to try to do anything else. Yep. So combat happens. Justin goes down to 10. So Andrea, if anything, is doing a good job with the life totals. The poll for... Okay, so for those of you who are interested in the limited edition Rakdos sleeves, do note that the poll will be ending once the games finish. So, yeah, in the next 1 minute. So please put in your suggestions on who is going to win the best of 3 ASAP. Okay, we have Up the Beanstalk being played. Going to double up that trigger using Aleshnorn's ability and draw 2 cards. Oh, disgusting value.
I think it's pretty over for
Andrea
right
not
here.
able to put up a powerful enough start.
Up the Beanstalk is...
Up the Beanstalk is beanstalking.
He's going to be drawing so many cards for Justin based on what he's going to play from his hand.
Yeah, Justin is kind of building into this inevitability.
He has played a
Nylea's Presence. Okay, so that's a double trigger as well. And triggers his domain. It's very, very comfortable place for Justin right now. He's not in danger of very much coming to him. So I think I saw a Skyclave apparition as well as a Lightning Helix.
I believe Justin has 1 more Leyline Binding hand, if I'm not wrong.
So he's very safe. He's just not firing his shot too soon. He doesn't really need to respect the Art Like Phoenix at this point in time, especially with his Overlord now active, with the time counter being removed from it. Basically a suspend.
Justin just does have a Yorion in play in the companion zone that he can call down with the
Yeah,
amount of lands
he can
has.
get like some
He'll be able
big
to
flicker
flicker a
thing,
lot of
yeah.
things.
So here we see
His lane line binding will be able to trigger 2 times and target 2 lane line binding. So I think that may be what Justin is going to be trying to do.
I see. Andrea has used Free the Fae and has picked up a lightning axe from it.
That's a lot of removal right here. He has, I think, 1 firing impulse and 2 lightning axes.
2 lightning axes.
And an additional Otawara. But then again, with his current lands, I think
he's not putting up enough of. I feel like he's not putting up enough damage to really pressure Justin.
He does have enough land for Otawara though. I think Andrea understands that Justin is the beatdown right now, so he wants to play the control game to try to. Yep.
So we have Lightning Axe going to take out the Overlord.
Which is what he's trying to do by destroying this Overlord.
And we're going to see.
However, I think he really needs to
and
get
he's going
rid
to
of a Lash
Fiery
Lord as well.
Impulse.
But then again, Kiki-Jiki is a better threat.
Yep, the Reflections Kiki-Jiki is a more dangerous thing to deal with. So now he's going to continue swinging for 3. He is going to continue swinging for 3. He still has a decent enough clock because Justin's life total is lower. But Justin, as we know, has answers in his hand, has Lightning Helix, is effectively at 11 instead.
Wow. Another Treasure Cruise.
Yep. Cashes in for his graveyard for a Treasure Cruise. Drawing 3.
Maybe I'll take back my comment on it being over Andrea because I think there may be a chance right now for Andrea right here.
If he gets a big enough opportunity, he might be okay. So we have Arclight Phoenix, we have lands, we have another Treasure Cruise, which is kind of deadish right now, but you know, he'll get there.
He has the option to, if he hasn't played his land draw, I think he has another option to play an Arclight Phoenix right now to be able to attack for 6.
He could. It's true.
He also has 2 Picklock Pranksters in Adventure Zone, which is actually very good to bring down right now. Because then again, if an Arclight Phoenix is on a battlefield, Justin will be able to flicker with the Yorion triggers and flicker his leyline binding to exile both of the Arclight Phoenixes. So maybe that would be better to bring down both of the Picklock Pranksters instead.
It's kind of presenting at least 2 damage, which is still a clock, right? Because everything flies.
And he has Vigilance as well, so...
Sleight of Hand being played. What does he need? I
believe he will require another...
He probably wants a way to discard. I think he needs a way to discard his Phoenix, right? He's probably looking for a way to discard his Phoenix.
Maybe a flop
he finds a Lightning Axe, but he doesn't want it. He draws his Artist Talent instead.
Artist Talent? Oh.
Yep, it also provides him with a way to wheel. So I think he wants to play the Artist Talent and then find a way to pitch his Phoenix. So plays the untapped land, taps 2 for Artist Talent, and that's probably going to follow up with an Opt or something like that sort. Triggers, yep. Second spell, and we're probably going to see Opt here. Opt is being brought to the front. And we have Opt Blade, triggering the Artist Talent. And that's going to be Arclight Phoenix dumped.
There'll be 3
draw,
spells.
scry and draw. Yep. Draw for Artist Talent. Opt resolves, scry draw. There's a Consider on top. Does he want the Consider? He has an Opt. Yes, decides that he wants Consider. So Opt goes to the bin. And that's the enough spells cast that 2 Phoenixes are coming in. We have Leyline Binding being played on one of the Phenai.
Justin has flashed in a Leyline Binding with Alash Dawn's activate
Alash activated ability doubles the trigger, so that takes out both Phoenixes. And we have Lightning Helix being played. going to smash Andrea's life total down while putting Justin in a nice safe place. So now
Justin
Justin
is the lead
has
right now.
Justin has a board presence.
He has. Oh, what is that card? It looks pretty interesting right there.
It's a Chain to the Rocks.
Oh no, the room.
The room.
Or I think that's a room. What is that card? Looks pretty
Is that
interesting.
room?
Is it Roaring Furnace?
Roaring Furnace is the room. I don't know what that card does, but we will see it when we see it. Well, it looks like an attack is coming in. The fish and the Elish Norn are going to come in for damage. That's 5 damage.
Possible play for Andrea would be to bring in both of his Picklock Pranksters in his turn, but I think
This
Justin
is
wants to cast something more.
There isn't really anything that I think. Yep, and
Skyclave
that comes Skyclave
Apparition.
Apparition. Going to really clean out Andrea's board here. Andrea basically has nothing on the board. And yeah, we are 1 turn away from death. We are 1 turn away from death.
He has a
Yep.
Yorion that he has taken back.
So yes, Yoran goes to hand. Okay, Andrea untaps. Draws for turn. Not sure
Andrea
anything
does have-
gets him out of this though.
I think Andrea can go for removal to. He can trim into removal in order to kill the Skyclave Apparition and get a 2/2 illusion token as a blocker, and maybe play down both of his Picklock Pranksters as blockers as well. But
Yeah, I think that's still just delaying the inevitable though. Because a lot of the threats have gone away already.
I think he still has one more Crackling Trick in deck for Andrea. Maybe he can attempt to try to survive and play this out. And maybe he will be able to catch his opponent off guard with that one Crackling Trick. Because I believe Andrea has built a board, a graveyard, and an exile zone, which is enough to be able to kill Justin with one shot. And he does have a Otawara in hand that he has not played. I think that may be his strategy.
Cackling Drake.
He has gotten Crackling Drake right here. Andrea knows he has a chance. Oh,
No,
he has
bins it.
bin it.
No, I don't think Cackling Drake gets him there. So, what is he looking for then? Andrea,
I understand.
considering, surveils.
I think he's identified that he'll probably die if he attempts to cast the
The
Crackling
Drake, yeah, he only has 4 mana,
But
so
then-
that implies that he has nothing left after Drake.
But then again, he can just take the Drake and just call down both of his Picklock Pranksters to attempt to block.
How many lands does he have? He only has 5?
He has an additional land in hand.
And he hasn't played it yet.
But that, I think that is a pain land. He
Bins
does
the
have
land.
4 mana to be able to cast both of the Picklock Pranksters.
We
and-
have Artist Talent. The pain land can still pay for colorless if he doesn't want to lose life. Treasure Cruise
Treasure Cruise.
is
and
just wheeling through.
What is Andrea searching for?
Or is he just searching? Searching and hoping that the answer will show itself. Okay, we have...
I would be thinking he's attempting to try to build himself out and do a Tassa's Oracle, like something similar to Jason does.
But I don't think he runs
Yeah,
Oracle,
that's the
right?
reason why. I don't think he runs it.
No. Yeah, nah, I don't see a way out of this. Not on this hand, not with 2 Phoenixes in the inside the ley line.
Okay, thank you, Glenn, for telling me.
If you bounce, he might be looking to bounce the ley line, but then with 5 colors in play, the ley line is just going to come back and double trigger again. So he needs to somehow stop an instant speed ley line binding while having his Phoenixes out.
Andrea has just drawn a Sokenzan.
So Kens are not going to cut it. There's a Flood Maw. but he needs specifically 2. Yeah. No matter what threat is being played out with Yorion in hand, I don't think there's anything that he can really do because there is there is Skyclave Apparition. B, there are 2 leyline bindings on the field. It's just a lockdown situation right now. So yes, we have the bounce for so it's 3 damage, 2 from Skyclave, 1 from Fish. And Justin very comfortable there.
I think I understand what he's trying to do. I think maybe he's trying to get his Frogmore to be able to get a leyline binding out, but
And I think we're just going to see Elish Non play.
turn the leyline binding out, but leyline binding is able to be flashed in. Yorion in play.
Yorion triggers, draws a card.
Let's see what he wants to flicker. Justin just drawn a Skyclave Apparition.
Flickers his Beanstalk and his Nylea's presence. Going to draw 2 cards. Is there hope? I don't think so. Yorion does have flying, so not easy to hit down. Says go. Okay, so Andrea begins his turn. And I'm just seeing more of the same. The deck has a lot of the same thing, right? It's essentially one of those decks that just spins its wheels and goes for its main game plan, very proactive. But yeah, everything that has been presented has been dealt with. I don't really see a way for Andrea to mount any sizable offensive, especially with the Yorion out as a blocker.
Especially with Justin's hand, which is full of removals.
Yes.
But Andrea is going to present the Artist Talent. He's not giving up.
Artist Talent. And Opt, gonna cycle. Discard a card, draw a card. Finds more lands. His deck has run out of a lot of gas. A lot of the threats have been dealt with. 2 Cackling Drakes in the graveyard, 2 Phoenixes down. He basically only has Picklock Pranksters, which are capable of mounting any sizable offense. There's nothing else in his deck. There is literally nothing else in his deck to spin through. It's very threat light. Well, he's still gonna try. We have Sleight of Hand being played, triggering Artist Talent. Discards a card, draws a card. And we have Artist Talent Part 2. Part 2. And we have 1 Phoenix there. Takes the Phoenix. Takes the Phoenix. Probably gonna try to ditch it to the...
No, he has the ability to cast it though, but it's going to be spending 4 mana.
The line here is a bit short. Elish Norn is not out now, so if he manages to... He can net +1 Phoenix if he manages to bounce the Leyline Binding, get up 6. Potentially...
But then again, Justin has mana to be able to flash in Leyline Binding again.
Yes, but he doesn't have Elish Norn now, so the Leyline Binding with the 2 Phoenixes under it, he will only be able to get rid of 1. So that nets him like 1 Phoenix.
He has gotten a
Second Phoenix, Phoenix Part 2. Says, no, that's it, that's the game. Not able to get that line going. And so Andrea goes down a game and Justin goes up 1. Enigmatic showing that it is capable of dealing with the Phoenix threat quite effectively. So we will be looking at Justin's deck list.
Oh,
Very
Archon
shortly.
and Myria. There is going to be a devastating card against Crackling Wait,
So the
is that
sideboard,
Phoenix right here.
yes, sideboard we have Rurik Thar. Rurik Thar probably going to come in. Can potentially just destroy the Phoenix players' game plan. Archon of Emira probably going to destroy the Phoenix players' game plan. Chandra's defeat probably not necessary. You probably don't want to overdo
Rest
it.
in peace.
Rest in Peace, also pretty good. So I think there are 3 particularly good
I
pieces
think
here.
Rest in Peace is one of the best cards against
I think
Phoenix right
Rurik Thar is the best one.
Rurik
Rurik Thar has reach, has vigilance and reach, if I'm not mistaken.
here. Let's take a look at Rurik Tar right there. I've never really seen Rurik Tar before.
Rurik Thar is known to mostly EDH players, I believe, as a classic blue hate piece. So every non-creature spell that is cast, you take 6 damage, has vigilance and has a reach. So it blocks phoenixes forever,
and
blocks drakes forever, and
it's a-
every cantrip you
It's a
do, you
two
die.
card that two
Literally-
cards that require to destroy it. But then again, Andrea does play into the Flood more.
But Into the Flood Maw will result in Andrea taking 6 damage.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yes. So I think Rurik Thar is really devastating. It's potentially just a lock piece in this situation.
I personally feel that Andrea is probably gonna be playing a bit more control-y. He's gonna bring in a bunch of counter spells. He's gonna bring in more removal. So there may be a chance that Rurik Tar will not be able to resolve.
But I mean, they're just trying to like do unfair things to get the creatures in play. So, you know, and it's still something that you have to answer, right? You have to answer it. If you don't answer it, you're just dead in the water. And as you've seen, the enigmatic deck has a way to put up a presence even without all this. So, on Andrea's side, we have some counter spells, I suppose. Yeah, so Sahili copying things, untimely malfunction, disdainful stroke, and mystical disputes, I think are some nice counterspell action that he has got going for him. I particularly like disdainful stroke.
Disdainful Stroke is perfect for Rurik Tar.
Perfect for Rurik Thar,
But
perfect for
then
Leyline
again-
Binding.
Then again, Rest in Peace, High Noon, Archon and Emeria. These are
There's
decks
too many
that
things,
shut-
too many threats that, yeah.
that shut down Phoenix,
Phoenix, yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, I don't think you want to control Phoenix per se. You just want to have enough threats that they can't get the thing going because your threats are so much better, and because you're playing this domain game plan, you know, you have good ramp. You're just gonna go ahead of them. I think like the way to kind of play this, if you are playing Phoenix or Drake or whatever you're playing, is that you want to actually specifically not target the threats. You want to target the ramp. I think what you want to do is you want to target ramp. You want to counter the ramp so that you slow them enough that you can put up an offensive and kind of sneak in that damage. Yeah, because you're just playing for time. If the enigmatic deck gets to the stage that they go over you, you have no way out. You can't control everything that's happening,
You don't have
and you
much
don't have a
more
way
vibes
out.
that really can destroy.
Yeah. So what you need to do
Only
is you
has
need to
spot-
control the
yeah.
mana. You have to control the mana.
Johan has just stated, is there a way for Justin to gain life? I would say
There was
only
late early in the game. There was a
Leyline
lightning helix.
Lightning
Helix, yeah. So there was lightning
So
helix played at that
you'll be
point
able
in
to gain
time.
3 life, and yeah, Glenn is also correct.
Yeah.
That Yorion can bring in the ley line to blank the drain.
Yeah. So there are many lines. The enigmatic deck has just got many lines that. Yes, as expected, Rurik Thar has entered the game.
Rurik Tar has entered the
Rurik
game.
Thar.
EDH cards I'm not
Yes.
familiar with.
Yes.
But it's quite interesting because Animatic Incarnations is a bit EDH. There's a lot of one-off like right here as well.
Toolkit has a
yeah,
way to tutor.
it's
It's
a
a toolkit.
Toolbox deck.
Yes. I'm hoping to see the I'm
Oh, Sahili's in.
Sahili in to copy a threat density, right? So there we go with threat density. If Leyline Binding is kind of what's kind of screwing you over. It's 1-for-1 removal. You put in Sahili, you cantrip a bunch of times, you get a bunch of tokens.
Yeah.
You potentially can put up enough threats to deal
You
with.
need to make sure that Sahili resolves and you can do a bunch of cantrips in
Yes,
response
yes.
before the lane line bunny hits
But
Sahili.
the big problem here is the amount of mana. If the the speed that the decks function, I feel, if the enigmatic incarnation deck gets a hit with its mana ramp plan, that's when it goes south really, really quickly.
Do you think Justin has sided in Domin's Veto? Would that be?
No, I don't think so.
Enigmatic deck is 900 lines many.
You don't. I don't believe you need negate style effects. Yes, enigmatic deck is 900 lines many. Yeah, that's how the toolkit decks kind of work.
Glenn the master, my personal master.
It's good. Good.
As well.
Singapore Open players, welcome to round 3. You have 15 minutes until may begin.
All right, we are shuffling up and we are going. Maybe we could get a little bit of a reset on those live totals by our friends. That would be nice. And Justin is shuffling up. Andrea also shuffling. Got to do it good. Make sure that all stuff is not clumped together too much, although it's random. It's random, but you still want to minimize the chance of that happening. $900 can buy a good EDH deck. That's true. That's true. Although the definition of a good EDH deck is quite different from the definition of a good tournament deck.
$900 can buy a really good EDH deck. I mean...
Is Enigmatic actually $900? That's insane. That's insane.
I'm not even surprised at this point.
So anywho, doesn't really matter. Cards are cards. Players will play with what they have. Andrea's, yep. Andrea has a nice streamlined deck though. So I think if the draws go well and he gets enough tempo out, he still can win. He can still win. He's probably not favored in the long game, but you know there are paths to victory. Very narrow paths, but paths nonetheless.
That's a very expensive land base right there, if Glenn is correct about. Yep.
Basics will do fine though. Basics will do fine for Andrea's deck. So Andrea's deck I hear is a brew. So it's not really any stock list.
He does run majority of the needed basically the shell of Enigmatic Incarnations right here. But then again, Enigmatic Incarnation is a toolbox deck. Like, you can put in anything.
You can put in anything. But I think you have to be mindful of the tools that you put in. The thing about toolbox decks is that you have a core, right? And the core kind of allows you to search for the tools. The core is the search engine. Then the tools that you put in are then meta dependent. That is a very, very big part, I think, that makes toolbox decks. The first toolbox deck that I was exposed to was actually Mono Blue Tron Mono Blue Tron back in the day. It's a modern deck. And then eventually my own Pioneer deck, which is a mid-range, is a Golgari mid-range deck, is also a toolbox deck. Okay, anywho, we are off to the races. And Andrea has started with an island. And we have Justin playing his Rawgrim Trio, built around White Border Island. Style points right there. Opt being played. The usual openings for
Justin's hand.
Phoenix. Yes, there is a Fable of the Mirror Breaker in Justin's hand. Justin, I believe, has gone with a more threat dense sideboard plan.
Mystical Dispute, that will be pretty good. But then again,
a lot of the spells are not blue though.
I think he is targeting or he is relying on Casting for 3 mana.
3 mana, Mana Leak, not great, but I guess it is interaction. What are the big spells you can hit off the... You can hit Enigmatic itself. You can
also hit the Oculus, but I don't think...
Leyline Binding has been played. This looks familiar. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before.
Leyline Binding
I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Yes.
Onto the more really carrying Andrea. Yep, Bloodmore is a pretty good card. That's what I've noticed from this tournament. There is a Treasure Cruise, Mystical Dispute, and Sleight of Hand. There is an artist talent right here. I'm not sure about the Lightning Axes staying in the deck. What exactly are you trying to hit with Lightning Axe? You're hitting the Overlords, because most of the Overlords are actually 5 toughness.
I suppose that is true.
I will keep the Lightning Axes in.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Yes, but what do I know?
Maybe chat can help us out in this situation right here.
I think you want to go fast because you can't kind of trade cards. I mean, Lightning Axes, I guess, is core in the sense that you want to discard your Phoenixes with it, right? Yeah, I think that's mainly the main consideration.
But then again, there is an artist talent as well.
Yes. Yeah, so there might be a bit of redundancy. Maybe like you're more worried about the answers that are being played and you not being able to mount offensive than wanting to respond to threats that are put out. By the time your own comes down, for instance, you might already have lost, right?
That is a
up the beanstalk.
Insane draw right there.
Very nice.
I just saw Archon and Emiria. I think that is.
Oh right, so you want the Lightning Axes for the Archon of Emeria.
That is not good for...
But we have seen the Lightning Axe, so yes.
Celestia Company plays a lot of Archon of Emeria as well. They also play Talia, my personally hated card.
That's a green-white hate bears deck, if I've ever heard of one. Talia and Archon of Emeria. Staples of an old modern archetype as well. Okay, what do we see from the Phoenix side?
We play Archon of Emeria, it can be removed.
But then Cackling Drake.
That will lead to 2 cards being utilized.
Level up.
He has leveled up his...
Spells are cheaper, even though they only have 1 mana cost.
Is there a chance he will be able to utilize Lightning Axe without discarding a card with 1 more land drop?
Oh man, that Artist Talent is so tempting now that it's leveled up. Yes! It's so tempting now that it's leveled up. You just want to get rid of it. It's juicy 4 mana.
It's one of his key cards.
It is. It's a juicy 4 mana tempo play there.
He has drawn an Overlord of Hornwoods from the Up the Beanstalk trigger.
Oh man.
That is...
Justin is bullying.
Not going well.
Justin is bullying right now.
I don't think so. Andrea is a good player. He has a way out of this situation.
It's a tough situation though. Like based on how the tempo is kind of played out.
According to Glenn, he's a very good player he plays very low risk and high reward, right? Which, yeah, it's true. He plays very low risk and high reward.
Yeah, low risk, high reward. Simple game plan. Not too ambitious. Yeah.
Doesn't really lose a lot of card draw right there from his plays. He's able to grind it out. But the value of Justin's cards,
the card quality, right? Yep. Not being able to mount an offensive and the leyline bindings just being so very efficient, I think is a very, very big part of what makes this deck work. If they didn't have leyline binding, I don't think it would work. I personally don't think it would work.
There is other removal options, to be honest. You can play any color. Maybe there'll be Shouldrex Edit. Maybe there'll be a lot of other things that can replace a leyline binding. But leyline binding is utilized
flexible because of the domain.
The domain synergizes extremely well with animatic incarnations. So that's the reason why he has flash and is able to be cast for 1 mana. It can target everything on the board except for lands. That is why it's such a good permanent permanent removal.
Okay, we have Drake being played.
We have a Yorion. He will be able to flicker.
But there
Yorion.
is Chandra's Defeat. And Chandra's Defeat will be played in order to remove Crackling Drake. No Spell Pierce? I guess not. So yeah, Justin just has all the answers, all the value engines and all the answers. And it's looking really tough for Andrea. The value...
He plays all colors, he will have
The value
everything.
is real. The value is real. So... we have the land drop that will be played. Justin thinking hard about his choice of land drop. Looks like Sacred Foundry is the primary contestant. Yes, takes 2 for Sacred Foundry.
Land placement is very important in the 5-color deck right here.
Yes,
because
you have to.
You need to consider whatever's in your hand, but
that
then
is
again,
true.
Favor or Mirror Breaker will be able to create a Goblin token and create treasure, which will help with the color fixing right here with their treasure tokens.
Second spell being played for turn by Justin is Archon of Emeria.
That is bad. That is very bad. I think
it's gonna instantly eat a Lightning Axe.
Will probably want to Lightning Axe it.
Yep. Lightning Axe will definitely be played on that.
Or he may do it in the next turn and use it as his first spell. He may want to cast a cantrip here.
So we have Dispute being played.
Oh,
no, but it's not a blue card.
I think Adria got a bit nervous there.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a blue card, so Lightning Axe will have to be the answer. Yes, you know it's bad when the player reads the card again, to be sure, for sure. This is literally the deck. Justin's deck has so many silver bullets to Phoenix Deck's game plan.
Bro, I've been raging for Archon Amelia for a very long time, man. I know a friend that plays Celestia Company. He's a rage card.
Okay, we have Painland being used for red mana, I guess, into Lightning Axe. Lightning Axe resolves in discarding Treasure Cruise.
I think there's a chance that he has a additional Treasure Cruise in hand.
A lot of love for the enigmatic deck right now. And we have Treasure Cruise being played.
I think he has 2 Treasure Cruises in hand.
Not ideal.
Yeah,
not ideal.
That's why I stated at the beginning of the game. It may be good to actually throw Treasure Cruises if you have too many of them. But the thing is, he plays Artist Talent, which will allow him to be able to discard a lot. So maybe having 2 Treasure Cruises in hand may be a...
I actually do like...
be able to activate both.
I do like Andrea's list a lot. I wouldn't mind taking it and tweaking it to my own style.
He has a lot of pride in this list.
It's a very good. It's a very good list, right? Like there are some stylistic changes that I personally would run myself, but I like the list a lot. I like the idea, the game plan. Yeah.
A good list and a great player.
Okay.
But
so
will
the
that
cards
be
are
enough
drawn. Okay,
against
Justin
Justin
taking his turn. Okay, Justin attacks with the Goblin token. It's gonna make that treasure. And second main phase.
Oh, I think I understand why was Mystical Dispute utilized. Because of Yorion.
Yes, Yorion can, yeah. But I think by the time you get there, it's a bit too late.
I feel against a deck like Enigmatic Incarnation where they're trying to constantly progress their board state, I think Andrea's deck with his list may be able to sneak something.
Okay, we have a thing being played, something of the Overlord of the Hauntwoods, being played.
Second one.
I'm going to draw a card.
Oh.
Glenn is a fan of the no Ledger Shredder deck, Gabriel. He doesn't share your enthusiasm for Ledger Shredder. Okay. Opt being played. Oh, Phoenix. No, there's a Consider being played. Phoenix to the bin.
Making this Phoenix better?
Okay, and we have that hand has a lot of the same card. There's 2 Artist Talents, a bunch of cantrips, and a Disdainful Stroke. Stroke, I think, probably Andrea's best card in this match if he is able to stick a threat and protect it with Disdainful Stroke. Tempo. I do believe that a tempo plan is where he wants to be at. Artist Talent being played.
Oh. Yeah, that's a very interesting comment from Glenn right here. No Ledger Shredder being in the mirror or remover deck. The remover is a dead card. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. And Phoenix will sneak up.
Okay, we have Sleight of Hand being played. So the trigger from Artist Talent is going to happen first. Personally, Binding is played on the Artist Talent, but the trigger is already on the stack, so it will just prevent future triggers from happening. I think that the Artist Talent is the big explanation for how many Treasure Cruisers? 4 Treasure Cruisers,
Yeah,
4 Artist
4 Treasure
Talent, right?
Cruisers.
That's actually a consideration, because where Phoenix decks typically don't prioritize having that cost reduction because they have so many cantrips, the cost reduction does make the Treasure Cruise better, right? Because you have to delve 1 less card. So that's probably why that's the consideration.
But the thing is, usually I've noticed from Andrea, he does not really level up his Artist Talent to level 2. He just puts the Artist Talent and just leaves
Yes,
it there
because you
for
don't need
the
to do it
filtering.
if you don't need to do it if you don't foresee yourself being starved in your graveyard, right? So it's an option that's available to you. It's something you can do. Okay, we have, I think that's a pain land being played. No, what land is that? I don't know. It's some duel.
I think it's a pain land.
It's a pain land, right? We have Artist
Andrea
Talent
has a
and 2
Disdainful
Floodmoors.
Stroke in hand, if I'm not wrong.
The stroke is important, but it's only particularly important once you land a threat, I feel. No threats yet.
If I'm not wrong, the impending cost, casting a Overlord with impending cost does not trigger Disdainful Stroke.
It's a cast. If it's a cast and it's 4 mana, it will work, or Disdainful Stroke will work.
Because impending cost will be 3. So maybe that's the reason why Justin has
It
cast
depends on
his
what the
Overlord
impending
for
cost. It
impending cost
depends.
instead.
It depends on what the impending cost is. We'll have to take a look at the wording on that.
Phoenix is on the battlefield.
Phoenix is coming in. The bounce spell was played as the last spell, and the Phoenix is coming in.
Justin can cast a Yoron to be a blocker and flicker a bunch of leyline bindings to be able to hit.
Yep.
The
So
Upright
there's
Phoenix.
Fable of the Mirror Breaker being flipped, and another token being created of the the Goblin token. Yes. So the fish going to attack in as well because there's no reason not to. There is a lot of love for Simic decks, it appears. So, my opinion on Simic decks in general is that ramp early on is essentially an extra turn spell. And that's what makes them particularly good. Because
They're
you want
able
to get...
run the elves as well?
Yeah,
Then
elves as well. It's because they're extra turn spells early in the game.
I was seeing a...
There's an Overlord being played.
Oh, Boiler Bilge.
And yep, and that's going to deal that 4 damage, I believe,
Yeah,
to the
4
Phoenix. And Phoenix is going down.
And Yoron can come in to flicker Boiler Bulge and Hornwoods as well.
Yep.
So, that's pretty insane.
Very much a mid-range, a Simic mid-range plan being played here. And
I
here we
have
have
been destroyed
Spined
by
Frillback.
Boiler Bilge
Spined
many
Frillback.
times. Oh,
That's the life gain card, I believe. Yeah, it's the modal card, yes. So it can exile graveyards.
I've seen this
yeah.
before in maybe a Quintorus list, maybe.
So yes, the graveyard is going away as a result of this, and the life is being gained as well.
Wow. This is a very insane board state, and Andrea has lost his threat. He needs to be able to present one
The
threat
whole,
at least.
it feels like the whole Enigmatic deck just has a bazillion answers to anything that the Isaac deck tries to do.
That's why I lost 10 times to my friend running a Animatic Incarnation that I was testing the other day, and yeah, it's extremely strong. And with the player like Justin and his skill level, I think it may be unstoppable against Andrea. But maybe Andrea will be able to find a way out of this situation.
See the Lightning Axis? They're currently dead cards as I expected. Because he's just delaying the inevitable. You can kill the reflection, but you know, if it gets, this is the kind of stage of the game that I just feel that the what you're facing up against is so insurmountable that your life total doesn't even matter at this point. That's the way I look at it. Right now, Frillbacks can be cloned as well. I think they have good stat lines. I think that's a 3/3, so that's a decent enough threat. Yeah, 3/3s. And so we have a large attack coming in. This is going to be 6 damage. So we are presenting a 3-turn clock. Or more, actually. Because reflections can copy it at any time.
Andrea is thinking. Maybe there's a
What
way
will
out of
Andrea
this
do?
situation.
Justin's turn right now. Second main, we're on the second main phase.
Would Justin want to bring his Yoron or maybe play another? Oh, I just saw Animatic Incarnations there and another Fable Mirror Breaker.
The 4 mana, it looks like we're going to see the namesake card being played. And here comes Enigmatic Incarnation.
Finally.
Yes. And Enigmatic, but Andrea not going to give Justin the incentive of playing the namesake of his deck, going to cast a Disdainful Stroke.
Look at this board. And he has achieved this without an Animatic Incarnations.
Yes. Nothing. It's just that I think there's a token. Beanstalk was played, is it? Yeah, Beanstalk was played. The token is probably from one of the Overlords. What did he play?
He has taken back Yorion.
No, the token is not there. Oh. Right.
Oh.
So, okay, so I think we've deciphered what's happened. Kikijiki was used to copy the frill back, and then he paid the mana to destroy the Artist Talent.
Yep, I agree with Glenn right here. Up the Beanstalk is the problem. Animatic is not the problem.
It's the gas. It's how they continually draw into gas, right? Just outvaluing you with all the extra mana and all the extra cards. Mana, cards. That's the Simic way to do things. Mana and cards.
Once up the Beanstalk is on the battlefield, it's a bit over. But if there's a way to stop whatever is being stop after being stopped. It should be utilized. But Andrea does not run Spell Pierce, which is
You know,
maybe pretty
I was looking
good
at, I'm looking at into
this
the Flood
situation.
Wall. So I do like the Flood Wall card quite a lot, being a tempo player myself sometimes. But I just feel that not having the option to bounce your own creatures is kind of annoying sometimes. You look at those leyline bindings and stuff like that. Think about Phoenixes. It's like, if only you could save your own creatures from removal.
I think
Flexibility. Anywho,
he has 2 Piglop
Opt is being played now.
Pranksters.
Yeah. Piglop Prankster not a great threat though, not if you can't grow it.
Yeah, but usually I feel in certain situations you should be casting it because it is the threat. Even though it puts people on the clock, this small damage it will build up.
It
over
builds
time.
up, yeah.
And it is vigilance and it is a blocker, so
Yeah.
it's able to dodge stuff like Wandering Emperor, which will exile a tap card.
Yes, yes,
situation.
it affects stuff like Wonder Emperor. In this case, actually, it blocks the Goblin tokens. Well, if you put 2 of them out, that's something that the Goblin token has to respect.
It should be able to block the overlords as well if when they come down. But then again, yeah, it's able to actually block everything here. That's why he has played.
I think Andrea
One.
not being able to find and stick a Sahili has been a big problem. Oh,
Yes,
here
cast
comes
a
Chain to the Rocks,
big
going to
problem.
chain the Phoenix to the rocks.
That's just.
I'm not sure how you chain flying. You can chain flying creatures to rocks. It
I
can be
don't know.
done. Yes,
It's
yes.
magic.
No, it can be. You know, they have those birds, those little chains that they have. Yeah, so it can be chained to the rocks. Yes. So birds that are chained to the rocks cannot fly,
Oh,
and
God.
Justin rudely tells the
Everything
Piglop
is
Prankster to
gone.
get lost.
And he has a map token right here,
Yep.
which he can use on the next Big Lord Prankster deck.
Oh
coming
man, this
down.
is a beating. This is a beating if I've ever seen one.
Andrea, is he tapped out?
The way those cards are stacked on top of each other annoys me. Like that Sacred Foundry, which is an island having like the chain to the rocks, and then the creature underneath it just looks so wrong. Anywho, yep, big attack down to 2. Lightning Helix kills him.
Yorion.
Yorion.
That is just too much, man. Justin is going in.
It's Yorion. Gonna draw a card for his stuff.
Justin is going in for the kill.
Bounces his stuff.
No mercy.
Bounces his stuff. Everything comes back in.
And oh my god, he will be able to deal 4 damage with
4
Boiler Bilge if I'm not wrong.
And that's
Yeah.
it. Justin has bullied his way into
Bully.
dominating
Dominate.
dominating experience. Oh yeah, I think our initial evaluation of the matchup was right. The Enigmatic Incarnation deck just has so many ways to deal with what Phoenix is trying to do.
And Andrea does
Yep.
not run Nether Shredder, which in most of these situations may be better.
Threat density. Yeah. So,
Andrea
anywho,
really tried his best here.
we're
but
gonna see. Sorry to interrupt you. So we're gonna see how they're gonna do for the time and when the next round is gonna start. And I'm waiting for. Okay. So you'll see our ugly mugs for a little bit. And we will remind you that for each round that happens, you have a chance to win the limited edition Rakta art sleeves with this pretty lady on it. If you tell us who the winner is going to be on the Facebook stream before the round ends or before we say so, whichever one comes first. Yes. Okay. Okay, so we apparently have 12 people who voted correctly this time. Out of how many though? Out of 30. Tut tut. 40% of people got it right. 60% thought Phoenix was gonna win. Wow.
Wow, respect
Wow,
for Phoenix.
wow, respect for the
lovers,
Phoenix.
Man.
Yeah.
60% I respect you, bro.
Yes, yes. So congratulations to the 12 of you. You will enter the second round of stringent selection, aka your names you will be randomly chosen from the list of people, and hopefully, and one of you will be getting these limited edition sleeves. So thank you very much. So do we have any information for the next round. Oh, our support staff are busy right now.
I'll say one thing. Phoenix never dies.
Right.
Top 4. Okay.
Okay, so information has come in. We're going to take a short break. There's some photo taking for the top 4 going on. And once that is done, yeah, we will probably be jumping into the next game.
Okay.
So I hope you guys have been enjoying yourself. Semifinal 2. What? Semifinal 2? Yeah, so the next game that we're going to have is going to be the second semifinal. So stay tuned for that. We're just going to take a really, really short break as this photo taking gets done. We'll catch you guys later. Ciao.
You guys.
Hello? Is anyone receiving this? Oh, okay. This way it looks less horrifying. Not going back that way.
This is a great spot.
It's kind of dark. Did you hear that?
I'll go check it out.
Magic the Gathering is the world's greatest trading card game and has been exciting fans over 3 decades. Every match is a fantasy arena where players, also known as planeswalkers, will fight against each other with powerful magic and summon creatures. Magic has 5 different colors, each representing a different philosophy and playstyle. Crushing opponents with giant creatures, trapping them in endless slugfest, or simply burning everything to ash are all ways to attain your victory in Magic the Gathering. The concept of a trading card game includes many ways to build a deck and eventually a collection. With over 20,000 unique cards across the vast history of Magic, there are nearly infinite ways for a player to create a deck and find their favorite winning strategies. Magic the Gathering is a game that constantly evolves. The duels between planeswalkers take place in different dimensions in an ever-growing multiverse. Every new dimension brings a new set of rules, creatures, and sorcery, adding to the already vast pool of cards and winning strategies. Whether it's a world of gothic horror, Nordic mythology, or even Japanese cyberpunk, Magic has it all. Getting into the world of Magic is simple. Get a deck, either build one yourself or get one of our pre-constructed decks, shuffle it and draw 7 cards. Tap your land to get mana, and use the mana to cast spells or place creatures to attack. That is a turn in Magic, and all the basics you need to know to have some fun. The world of Magic the Gathering may look complicated at first, but the big community of players and your friendly local game shops will always open their arms to welcome everyone to experience the world of Magic.
Start your journey to mastering Magic the Gathering. With 5 distinctly different playstyles, there are infinite outcomes to your adventures. Are you hungry for destruction, fiercely defensive, or always one step ahead? Cards hold varied capabilities and come in a range of epic treatments. Mix and match them to craft decks that fit your strategy and style. Ready to conquer the game? Journey into the Magic the Gathering multiverse. Wander across unique planes from the vampire-ridden Innistrad to the Neon Dynasty of Kamigawa, and many more rich worlds. Encounter a myriad of captivating characters, epic creatures, and devastating spells for a gaming experience steeped in lore. Ready to start your story?
What are you drawing, sweetie?
My new friend.
Marina!
Okay, I think I found a connection. Hey, this is Nashi. I am lost, super lost. I'm looking for Tamio's scroll. Oh, okay, this way it looks less horrifying. Coming through! Who needs this many mirrors? If anyone's seeing this, please, send help. Hello? Is anyone receiving this? Oh, okay. This way it looks less horrifying. Not going back that way.
This is a great spot.
It's kind of dark. Did you hear that?
I'll go check it out.
Magic the Gathering is the world's greatest trading card game and has been exciting fans over 3 decades. Every match is a fantasy arena where players, also known as planeswalkers, will fight against each other with powerful magic and summon creatures. Magic has 5 different colors, each representing a different philosophy and playstyle. Crushing opponents with giant creatures, trapping them in an endless slugfest, or simply burning everything to ash are all ways to attain your victory in Magic the Gathering. The concept of a trading card game includes many ways to build a deck and eventually a collection. With over 20,000 unique cards across the vast history of Magic, there are nearly infinite ways for a player to create a deck and find their favorite winning strategies. Magic the Gathering is a game that constantly evolves. The duels between planeswalkers take place in different dimensions in an ever-growing multiverse. Every new dimension brings a new set of rules, creatures, and sorcery, adding to the already vast pool of cards and winning strategies. Whether it's a world of gothic horror, Nordic mythology, or even Japanese cyberpunk, Magic has it all. Getting into the world of Magic is simple. Get a deck, either build one yourself or get one of our pre-constructed decks, shuffle it and draw 7 cards. Tap your land to get mana, and use the mana to cast spells or place creatures to attack. That is a turn in Magic, and all the basics you need to know to have some fun. The world of Magic the Gathering may look complicated at first, but the big community of players and your friendly local game shops will always open their arms to welcome everyone to experience the world of Magic.
Start your journey to mastering Magic the Gathering. With 5 distinctly different playstyles, there are infinite outcomes to your adventures. Are you hungry for destruction, fiercely defensive, or always one step ahead? Cards hold varied capabilities and come in a range of epic treatments. Mix and match them to craft decks that fit your strategy and style. Ready to conquer the game? Journey into the Magic the Gathering multiverse. Wander across unique planes from the vampire-ridden Innistrad to the Neon Dynasty of Kamigawa, and many more rich worlds. Encounter a myriad of captivating characters, epic creatures, and devastating spells for a gaming experience steeped in lore. Ready to start your story?
What are you drawing, sweetie?
My new friend.
Marita!
Okay, I think I found a connection. Hey, this is Nashi. I am lost, super lost. I'm looking for Tamio's scroll. Oh, okay, this way it looks less horrifying. Coming through! Who needs this many mirrors? If anyone's seeing this, please, send help. Hello? Is anyone receiving this? Oh, okay. This way it looks less horrifying. Not going back that way.
This is a great spot.
It's kind of dark. Did you hear that?
I'll go check it out.
Magic the Gathering is the world's greatest trading card game and has been exciting fans over 3 decades. Every match is a fantasy arena where players, also known as planeswalkers, will fight against each other with powerful magic and summon creatures. Magic has 5 different colors, each representing a different philosophy and playstyle. Crushing opponents with giant creatures, trapping them in endless slugfest, or simply burning everything to ash are all ways to attain your victory in Magic the Gathering. The concept of a trading card game includes many ways to build a deck and eventually a collection. With over 20,000 unique cards across the vast history of Magic, there are nearly infinite ways for a player to create a deck and find their favorite winning strategies. Magic the Gathering is a game that constantly evolves. The duels between planeswalkers take place in different dimensions in an ever-growing multiverse. Every new dimension brings a new set of rules, creatures, and sorcery, adding to the already vast pool of cards and winning strategies. Whether it's a world of gothic horror, Nordic mythology, or even Japanese cyberpunk, Magic has it all. Getting into the world of Magic is simple. Get a deck, either build one yourself or get one of our pre-constructed decks, shuffle it and draw 7 cards. Tap your land to get mana, and use the mana to cast spells or place creatures to attack. That is a turn in Magic, and all the basics you need to know to have some fun. The world of Magic the Gathering may look complicated at first, but the big community of players and your friendly local game shops will always open their arms to welcome everyone to experience the world of Magic.
Start your journey to mastering Magic.
And welcome back for the semi-final 2, Ting Wei on Azorius, if I believe Azorius Humans, and Benedictus on Rakdos Aggro. We'd like to remind everyone that at each round, you can guess the winner and get the limited edition Art of Raktalin art sleeves. So vote in the polls in the Facebook stream as the players start sleeving up. Get to see some real action here. Gabriel, what do you think is going to be happening here between Azorius Humans and Rakdos Aggro? I don't think we've had this matchup here on stream.
Feels like a very even matchup because humans can bring out a lot of creatures out as well and can stabilize, and also Rakdos Aggro can also rush in, and I mean there is the addition of Slick Shot, but I do see a Mockingbird. Does Mockingbird have flying? I think Mockingbird has flying.
Oh, let's check that. I believe anything that's a bird should have flying.
And Mockingbird is able to, if I'm not wrong, copy creatures and be able to get flying from them as well. So I think it may be a even matchup. It feels like both of them are able to produce boards that will grind off each other, and there is a addition of Pot C's from the Rakdos aggro side as well, but he is in the sideboard, but there is a lot of removal.
Right.
Both of them have quite a lot of removals actually. Actually no, Tingwei has 3 Get Lost, and Benedictus has 1 Fatal Push. Oh, it's more of like a bit.
So you would say the
Rakdos aggro is
expected-
actually does have a little bit less in their main board, but they are able to side in 3 Fatal Pushes in game 2 onwards. And yeah, Tingwei has 3 Get Lost in the main board.
All right, and it
for
seems like
Azorius
Tingwei
humans.
has done his first move. Slick shot show off down on the board. Looking at a Vanguard, I believe. Blocking,
Coco Vanguard is
trading.
gone.
Thalia. Ooh.
Oh, that is not good. Fast game plays from both sides, but Thalia will really slow down the pump game.
Looks like they are going into the red zone. Thalia looking over the river. Taking the damage, all right.
You will be taking the damage in the early game because you want to not lose his creatures, and Thalia is not something that he should be blocking with. It's slowing down the game for
Right.
Benedictus. He has cast Adeline, if I'm not wrong.
Heretic Cathar.
Oh, is that?
Nope, it is Thalia Heretic Cathar.
Oh, Heretic Cathar.
But he is going for the stacks game, willing to take a little bit more damage.
Oh.
Oh. Thalia Guardian of Thraben and Adeline Resplendent Cathar. All right.
Oh, it's an Adeline.
Untapped.
There is a human on the battlefield, and Tingwei is building his board state. He has a Mutavort that is able to be activated as a blocker, but a Stick Shot is staring down him, and Stick Shot has flying.
Now look at that evasive creature just flying over to humans. All they can do is.
But then
look up and all.
again, his pump spells cost 1 more. So it will slow down Benedictus in this situation right here.
Definitely, you are right. Benedictus is tapped out. Tingwei. All right, shocks it in.
Benedictus' hand has 2 lands and 1 monstrous rage, and Tingwei has just cast Adeline.
All right, going back to Benedictus, tapping out though. What
It's
is
currently
going to
Tingwei's
happen?
turn. I think he wants to go for the beatdown.
Ah, yes. Oh. I
Is
think we
that
are
a convoke?
in. Let's
That
see
is
what
a
it is.
Mockingbird, if I'm not wrong.
Well, let's see how this plays out. Slick shot. Block pumped.
Will there be trampled damage going through? Whereas Slick Shot survives in this situation.
Well, it does seem. Oh,
And he has
before
cast a
damage.
Callous
Callous
Sword,
Sword.
which will end the game.
Oh, second main, sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies for
That
that.
is a very fast match from Benedictus and Tingwei right here. Rakdos aggro is really a fast deck. It has a lot of damage that can go through, and the sacrifice will be able to deal even more damage. So losing creatures may not be a good idea. May actually be a good idea in Rakdos aggro.
You are definitely right. And right now, they are going to game 2, opening the sideboard. Will they consult the list given to them, seeing as though... Oh.
Rakdos aggro, the usual. He should be bringing in Fatal Pushers. I think he may be bringing Thought Seizers because I don't think Mono White Humans is a very redundant deck. There are several key pieces like Adeline or so, and I think maybe having a Ubra Swatch.
The
would be
Urubra
nice.
Swatch will definitely give the Rakdos some sustain. Compared to Tingwei, he still has a large volume of creatures. Definitely the Fatal Push is there. The Thought Seize and Fatal Push could remove key pieces.
Would you put in Portable Hole in this situation? Because I
Portable
do
Hole.
see Portable Hole. And there is a wedding announcement and Anointed Peacekeeper.
Anointed Peacekeeper. Well, that could stop a monstrous rage.
They both want. This is a really both sideboards are gonna grind off each other, man. There's a Declaration in Stone as well. That's an interesting card right there. I've never heard of that before.
Definitely. The one thing that I don't think we will be seeing is a wedding announcement. The 3 copies in the sideboard for Tingwei. A bit slow.
A bit slow.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's something you do not want against Rakdos aggro because it goes in lightning speed right here. There is a declaration. Oh!
Yep.
Oh, this is the card that Azura's Contra has actually been using sometimes for Phoenix.
The Declaration Stone used to be run in Azorius Control back in Old Standard. Yeah.
You're able to exile target creatures and all other creatures is controls with the same name, and that player investigates for each non-token creature that is exiled this way.
Exactly. Sorcery speed.
But do you think there'll be a very high chance of duplicates coming out? It's pretty dependent on the Rakdos aggro's hand.
Yep.
But there may be a chance as well. You are still able to exile a target creature, but it is sorcery speed. Maybe a Portable Hole will be better, but it's still also sorcery speed.
Yep. All his removal is in sorcery speed.
Except for Get Lost.
Oh, Benedictus took that mulligan. He's going down to 6. Looks like Tingwei is happy with his hand. Well, let's see here.
He has a lot of lands though in Tingwei's hand, but he has 2 creatures.
What has
Is that a Declaration in Stone?
Yep, we're looking at a Declaration Stone in Tingwei's hand.
So he has bordered it in with Aiganjo. Is there Aiganjo right there?
I believe it should be an Aiganjo.
Tingwei has played a tap.
Kumano.
Then there is a Kumano. Sorry.
Going in, turn 2.
Straight away, Talia.
Talia.
The exact same strategy.
Well, looks
It
like
will slow him down.
Benedictus. Yep, looks like Benedictus is going in for the aggro game plan.
Tingwei has established himself as a control player. He is gonna Declaration his Stone Heartfire hero here, and it will not be able to deal damage to his opponent as it has been exiled.
Exactly. Well, Cavern of Souls.
Cavern of Souls? I think it's just a standard land base.
It's the land base can't really be changed. Look at that. Oh. Anointed Peace. Is that Anointed Peacekeeper? I believe.
Yes, there is an Anointed Peacekeeper if I'm not wrong. Oh wait. Oh, it's not. I think it's.
Let's look back at that sideboard.
No, I don't think it's a sideboard card. I think it's Brutal Kata if I'm not wrong.
Alright, I think we got it. Brutal Kata on the battlefield.
Oh my. Oh.
Let us see what Benedictus
I don't think
and
Daymar will
Tingwei
be.
have for us.
I don't think Daymar will be triggered until the very end of Benedictus losing all his gas. So there should be. But it's still a very good blocker in this situation. Because Benedict has slowed down in terms of his pump spells.
Definitely.
Because of the Talia on the battlefield.
We do have another Kumano.
I think we can afford to take this.
Well, it is a 2-mana Kumano, unfortunately taxed by Thalia.
Benedictus is staring down that Thalia right there with seething hatred.
Oh, Shockland comes into play, takes 2. I think we're thinking about it. See what he has. He does have a Declaration of Stone in his hand, as well as Adeline, Iganjo, and another land. See what he does.
I don't see a full art card right there.
Oh, swinging in with the Thalia.
He's going for it. Because Benedictus, he should have sided in removal, but I don't think he's probably going to take this damage.
Both Kumanos flipping.
It's a pretty good call from Tingwei right there.
Oh, sorry, one Kumano flipping, the other getting the second counter.
Then he has gotten a Nightbound. Oh yeah, because you're able to trigger Daybound Nightbound on your own turn as well by not casting any spells, so that will allow Brutal Kata to flip.
Definitely.
Benedictus will have to cast 2 spells and Tingwei as well in order to get... Oh. Okay, Brutal Kata has been destroyed.
The Fatal Push taking down the Moonrage Brute. Bringing back the, I believe, Heartfire Hero, yeah. What Kumano is, and the Swift Spear is going into the red zone. Oh, channeling the Iganjo, taking down, I believe...
Hi, Giuliano. This is not modern, this is Pioneer. If this feels like modern, I'll be actually a bit proud of myself.
Looks like a Monstrous Rage pumping the Swift Spear unblocked. And take a look at that. Looks like sequencing is going to be discussed. What is...
I think it's just discussing about the amount of damage that he'll be taking. Iganjo has been discarded if I'm not wrong. Is that Iganjo? Oh.
Yep, the Iganjo was channeled to deal 4 damage to the Swift Spear, but was pumped up with Monstrous Rage.
Oh. That is preset.
So technically Benedictus does have some protection spells.
Monstrous Rage. Oh, Horrible Hole.
Horrible Hole going for the Monastery Swift Spear. I think that's a good play.
Monastery Swift Spear can have prowess.
Looks like Tingwei has played a... I believe that is a alternate art Secret Lair card. Let's get that.
I believe that may be either.
I think we have to... But it does seem like it might die soon. Heartfire Hero being blocked by Athalia. Our little unknown white card being blocking the Kumano.
Game 2 has been settled.
All right.
I think Tingwei was unable to get a win.
I believe so.
Wow.
Well, it looks like Rakdos aggro
really,
is a bit too fast for humans.
Ping Yang right there giving a thumbs up to Tingwei. I think you know what's up. It's pretty sad.
Well, you know, that previous game went quite fast. A lot of damage being traded, though. Do you think the Thalia is still relevant in this situation?
I would feel it's pretty relevant in this situation right here, but the issue is most of his removals are sorcery speed, and he did not draw the get loss in those situations. I believe a get loss will be really good in those situations like that because you are able to pump your creatures, get all your resources on the creatures to get one big blow in that situation, but if I'm able to use one get loss to destroy it,
right,
everything will be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that-
So
I think. Yeah.
I think instant removal should be better, but I understand maybe his list can't really run a lot of instant speed removals,
Instant
or
speed
maybe that may be a bad meta call, maybe.
I believe, well, when you see things like Azorius Control, they are running 4 of much of Otherworldly Light Out Instant Suite Exile removal. He could have ran it, but I believe in this situation where Azorius humans, exiling your own humans just for removal is a bit much. The rate doesn't seem to compare, you know?
Maybe you can run a four get lost instead of 3.
Yes,
Yeah,
maybe so.
maybe 4 get lost. Maybe that'll be better. Much of other way that I don't think I'll be running that because you'll be losing your own card advantage in this situation.
Exactly.
But yeah, that leaves out not really a lot of options right there. Yeah, I don't think the matchup was very good for Tingwei right there.
Exactly, yep.
But
Well, it looks like we got our information for our final round. It is Enigmatic Fires versus Rakdos Aggro.
wow.
I think that's going to be an exciting match.
I have heard that Enigmatic Fires may destroy Rakdos aggro, but I'm also not sure as well. Because they do have the Line Body, they do have a lot of removal, they do have Boiler Bulge, they do have a lot of things. So that may affect the gameplay, but I'm not sure as well because Rakdos aggro is really fast. You'll be able to go in like Benedictus have just showed us.
Right. Definitely gonna boil down to the mulligan decisions of our players. But I think that's all we have for this round. We will have a 5-minute break and we will check back to you for round 4.
Yeah,
the finals. Sorry,
the finals. Yeah.
But
see you guys later, bro.
See you guys.
All right, what's up, guys? We are back for the final. It's me. I'm not a Pioneer player. I'm a Magic player, though. I'm a Magic player. So, once again, just to remind you guys, the poll is up for the finals. This is the exclusive RC-only Rajda art sleeves. Actually quite shiny, you know.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, there's a foiling effect, I believe. So the poll is up already. Guess your winner. We have Rakdos Aggro up against Enigmatic. We've seen both of these players already. It's Justin versus Benedictus. So I think we can see them getting ready for the match right now.
Definitely going to be exciting.
Yep. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, looking back at the other matchups, seems like Enigmatic might be going over the top of Rakdos Aggro if they can't get in early damage. Yep. It's all about Rakdos Aggro going in early, creatures hitting, you know?
Yeah, the previous semifinal was so fast.
You're right.
No chance for humans at all. Like, if that happens in this game, it's just going to be over in like 5 minutes.
Definitely, pound for pound,
Yes.
humans versus Rakdos Aggro. Come on, who's going to get the better damage?
Yeah. and okay, talking about the first semifinal where we saw Justin,
Right.
he just removal into removal, things like Skyclave, Leyline Binding.
Definitely, yeah.
If that happens, I think then maybe he has a chance. We can jump into the game, I think, now. Players have drawn up. So we really have to see what Justin has here, I think. That's more important, right?
Yep, that is correct, because Justin preferably would want that same amount of luck before.
Definitely, yeah. He wants removal. He doesn't want to die in 5 minutes. No one wants a quick death in the final.
Yes, sir.
But of course, it's also the onus is on Benedictus to have that aggressive start. Find the Swift Spear or find Kumano.
Right. Definitely, both players need to be very careful what they choose in this opening hand. But Benedictus, I think, quite easily would know what to pick. You have 4 Kumano, 4 Heartfire, 4 of his 1-drops.
Yeah.
Come on.
Quite
Justin.
a streamlined list. A lot of aggressive 1-drops. I think both players have taken a mulligan here.
Yes.
So, which deck mulligans better?
Definitely the Rakdos Aggro. Say more consistent. Justin needs to find a certain amount of cards to start.
I mean, I think what the players need to find are their key early drops.
Key early drops, definitely.
If Benedictus finds his, he's going to have a good start. If Justin finds his, he's going to have good answers. Right?
Yep.
But I think in this case, oh wow, Justin going for a second mulligan.
Wow, mulligan to 5.
Oh, yeah, okay, Benedictus has kept. So Benedictus with a 6-card hand. Justin hopefully going to stop at this second mulligan. Otherwise, it might be a non-game here.
Well, it seems to be all right for Justin Mulligan, meaning that he is really trying to dig for pieces that will stop the early game for Benedictus.
Yep. He needs to find that hand that can deal with the turn 1 creature, turn 2 creature, right? Turn 3
Yes,
pump.
sir.
So ideally, he wants to hit Domain, I think, with his second land. Maybe a Triome into an untapped land. So that he can Leyline Binding.
Yep, even a Mana Dog into the Overlord if he does not have Domain in his land base.
Yep, perhaps that might be enough. Okay, so he has kept here. We're starting off Benedictus with a tap land. Justin finds a tri-land. I think that's a Spar's headquarters. But Benedictus with the hasty creature here. The Emberheart Challenger.
Oh, it looks like we have Domain.
Oh, this is a good start. Up the beanstalk for Justin is going to draw him a card, get back some of the card that he lost, basically, from mulliganing.
Right.
But Benedictus here with the Ancestral Anger into the hero, triggering Valiant, exiling the top card, which I believe is a Titan Strength. Oh, sorry, no. Titan Strength, exiling Ancestral Anger.
Yes, sir.
Wait, okay, so, oh my goodness, that's it? That's game.
That's game. It looks like Benedictus destroys his mulligan. It was so
Oh my
good.
god. Oh my goodness. What was that game? That was ridiculous. That was Heartfire Hero into Callous Sellsword. And well, the fling effect, basically.
Oh my, I have chills.
No chance. No chance whatsoever. This might be the quickest finals we will
we have
ever see.
ever casted. Yep, yep.
So Benedictus there showing off his skill, I think, in piloting this matchup. And let's take a look at what they're actually going to sideboard here. We can see what they're taking out, what they're
Right.
putting in. I mean, I don't know okay, let's focus on Justin, shall
Yeah,
we?
we're looking at Justin's sideboard. You know, you got Dovin's Veto. Let's remove that from the equation.
Yeah, we don't
right?
need that.
Chandra,
nope.
6 mana, nope. Rest in peace, nope. Archon of Emiria.
Archon might be a consideration,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
think he wants to focus on things like Chandra's defeat, things
Definitely.
like Get Lost, there's a one-off of each of those, as well as a knockout blow, March of Otherworldly Light, cheap removal.
Cheap early game
Yes,
removal.
early game removal. And like
Yep, yep. So we can consider as well. He is a Yorion deck.
that's true.
Yep.
Yes.
Getting all these cyber. You see, Cybercops are one-off. The consistency is not
Yeah.
gonna be as high.
It's an 80 card deck.
It's an 80 card deck.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's finding the right pieces at the right time is a bit more difficult. But I mean, main board, like he still has things like High Noon. He has 2 Chain to the Rocks.
Yep.
He has Lightning Helix. He has Torch the Tower. So there's a variety of answers in the deck already.
Yep.
It's just whether he finds it.
Right.
Actually, this is an interesting matchup because we are seeing a very linear, very focused list,
Right.
which is Rakdos aggro, up against a much more toolboxy, flexible kind of list meant to deal with the whole meta.
The whole
essentially.
meta. Yep.
Yeah. So interesting finals.
A very
Yeah,
interesting finals.
2 very different decks in the finals here. And yeah, looks like the players are going to draw back up for the game number 2. I mean,
Yes,
game number
sir.
1, it was like 10 seconds.
It was a blur. It's a blur.
For those who are joining us, Zahan, yes, what just happened? That's the question. That's the question we're asking ourselves.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Right.
it was a turn 3. It was a 3-turn game.
3-turn
essentially.
game. Yep.
Yeah, it's a combo deck at this point.
Oh, earlier if they have the lane line. So, but
Right, okay, so for the first game, what happened was that he had a creature, and then he got it for damage, and then on the next turn, he pumped it with 2 pump spells, giving it +6, and then he had a sacrifice effect that dealt damage to the player equal to the sacrificed creature's power.
yes, sir. Using the adventure side of Callous Sellsword to sacrifice a key creature, basically flinging it at his
Basically
face.
flinging it down Justin's throat. Yes. No, Justin is not up a game. Benedictus is up a game. So Benedictus took the first one. And here we go.
Going first, Triumph.
Yep. Triumph and Benedictus turn 1 Kumano, pinging that 1 damage that could be so crucial in this race, basically. Because the question is whether Benedictus can finish off Justin before Justin gets his engine, before Justin gets his value pieces out.
Yes, yes. Oh, it
Oof.
seems like a portable hold.
Okay,
Very
okay.
good.
This is a better start from Justin already.
And as you can see, Justin's hand, he has portable hold. He just used it chained to the rocks.
Oh, that's a
as
good
well.
one. Yes, Benedictus has a good follow-up though. Ooh, with Monastery Swift Spear into Thoughtseize, we can see Justin's whole hand here. Atraxa, that's not a good one to have. But Chain to the Rocks and Nylea's Presence. Benedictus going for the card draw here, taking away Nylea's Presence.
I think definitely a better option. He knows that Chain to the Rocks is going to hit any of his creatures.
Yes.
Might as well use it. But I'd rather not you get more cards.
Yes, yes,
No.
yes. So
Limiting.
Benedictus just taking note of the cards here. We can take a short breath. But that play, Thoughtseize with Swift Spear, getting the Prowess trigger, plus getting that card information, the hand information.
Yep.
So very, very good play by Benedictus, maximizing the value of his turn.
Well,
Yeah, so what question is that whether Chain to the Rocks can hit? I think he has
It
a
does
Catria
seem like it.
Triumph. So Catria is the teamer one with a mountain
mountain basic type. Yep.
island, mountain island forest if I'm not wrong. So yes, Chain to the Rocks does come down. And taking out the Swift Spear.
Oh,
Okay.
it seems.
So now we're seeing why Benedictus wasn't so afraid of Chain to the Rocks. I believe that's a Feed the Swarm.
Yep, definitely knowing that he has that in his hand, being able to take out any of his enchantment, including Layer Line Binding.
Yeah. Feed the Swarm, such a good... We didn't actually have time to go through his sideboard. But there are 2 copies of Feed the Swarm and 4 Thought Seizers that he most likely brought in. And we're seeing those pieces come out now.
Oh.
So that's a Titan Strength. Yeah, so that's a Feed the Swarm hitting enchantments or creatures only. Can't hit the portable hole. That's a good point to note. But Titan Strength here with Swift Spear. And a Self. What?
Oh my!
That's just so double Titan Strength with double prowess from Mono Swift Spear. 8 damage. Yeah, Exaxes 16. What was that? Turn 4?
Yep. Wait, turn 4, turn 4, turn 5. I have no idea. Honestly, it went like a
yeah. I believe that was Benedictus' turn 4. It was Kumano into Swift Spear. And then the next time it was Feed the Swarm, followed up by this combo ending.
Yep. Definitely, I would have to say Enigmatic Incarnation. We should have expected it. But
hang on, we haven't ended the poll for the Facebook.
Yes.
No. Okay, we're giving away the sleeves. Vote now. Who won that game?
I think some of you need to vote the other guy.
Yeah, someone.
Let's go back in time. Just ignore the.
But guys, I believe that was the quickest match for the whole 2 days.
Yeah.
Right? That was ridiculous.
I can't. I'm speechless.
Okay, so just for those who didn't join us yesterday, there were a lot of Rakdos decks, a lot of Mono Black we saw as well. I think we only featured 1 Enigmatic deck yesterday.
Oh no, we did not have any Enigmatic for day 1.
I believe maybe it was in the start. I think we might have. But anyway, you can go back and check out that stream. Today, we have 5 different archetypes. We saw all of them. Enigmatic, Mono Black, Rakdos Aggro, Blue-White Humans.
Right.
And yeah, Rakdos Aggro has taken it, beaten out the whole field.
Well, the ferocity of Rakdos Aggro has proven itself here at the RC.
Watching that deck, watching that game, I'm just like, okay, yeah, sure, that's just good.
Right, that's just good.
Yeah.
I think it does lend itself to the fact that Enigmatic doesn't have a lot of options for instant speed removal.
I mean, his hand was pretty decent, right?
Yes.
Portable hole, and then he had Nylea's Presence plus Chain to the Rocks. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Nothing.
Yeah, I know, right? He had pretty much everything he wanted to have.
Well, you can ask for a win.
You could. Yeah. That was, I think Thoughtseize was crucial there. But we might try and get an interview with Benedictus here. We are going to try and get him on, and I don't know, he might just talk for 10 seconds and say, okay, that's it. And he'll just leave, just like what we saw.
Definitely.
Yeah, but big congratulations to Benedictus going all the way to the finals, taking it down here at the Singapore Magic the Gathering C Championship Finals. This is, of course, the regional championship, and I believe the winner goes to Worlds or to the Pro Tour.
I believe it is the Pro Tour.
He goes to a high-level tournament.
Well, he's going places fast.
Very fast. This is Pioneer, of course, and chat. Yeah, coverage for the Modern Open. Definitely, if there's a Modern tournament here, I would love to cover it. Modern as a format excites me. I do love playing Modern, even after the bans.
Well,
but that's a different thing. I think we have Benedictus here. So let's just get Benedictus on. Philip, thank you. I'm going to ask you to leave.
Oh, of course.
So that I can get Benedictus on. So yes. All right, we just get a quick interview. Here. Yeah, right here. All right. So Benedictus is okay, or how should we address you?
Albert.
Albert?
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but okay, let's change his name to Albert actually. Yeah. So Benedictus is
my first name.
First name?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been calling you Benedictus all along.
Yeah.
But why don't you move in here a bit and tell us about the whole, well, let's start with yesterday. How was yesterday for you?
Quite nice for me,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. So what was your record going into the top 8?
X1.
X1.
6-1. Yeah.
What was the one that you lost?
I lost to Celestia Company, the hardware one, not the Angels.
Ah, okay, okay. Well, before that, actually, why don't you introduce yourself? Where are you from? What's your Magic experience?
Hi, I'm Albert. I'm from Indonesia. My Magic experience is I'm World Magic Cup competitor twice in 2014 and 2015. And I also top 8 GP Chiba 2015.
Wow. Okay, so you've been playing Magic a long
Yeah.
time. Okay, fantastic. What made you choose this Rakdos aggro list into this meta game?
I think in this meta game, it can steal the game one. So
Steal the game one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Well-
it's good for steal game one and then win on either game 2 or game 3.
I mean, we saw you steal the finals, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, that was super quick. But
Yeah.
before we get into the finals, how was day 2?
Day 2, I pair against the Demon.
Yes,
Black
we
Demons.
saw that. We saw that, yeah, mono black.
Yeah.
And then in the semifinals,
I beat Humans.
yes, we also saw you
Yeah.
beat humans very fast. That
Yeah.
was like a 5-minute game.
Yeah, I was hoping against Humans actually,
Okay.
other than the enigmatic one.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you say the enigmatic is the most difficult one for you?
If the enigmatic using the black colors, it's difficult because he have push and instant speed removal. So I can do combo like you see in the finals. Yeah.
So that particular list didn't have black.
Yeah.
So you were
You
were feeling good.
Good. I'm quite feeling good because that this doesn't have black. So most of the time, all of his removal is sorcery speed.
Yes.
So okay, I just do this and fling.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the finals then. Both players, I think, the second game. Well, the first game you just stole it, right?
Yeah.
But second game, I think, how, what kind of hand were you looking for? What were you afraid of going into the post sideboard game?
I think if you have some removals, that's why I take the Nile Presence, because if he got the binding, he can cast by 1 mana and it's instant. That's why I need to remove the Nile Presence first rather than the Chain to the Rocks, because I can kill it.
Because you had Feed the Swarm.
Yeah.
So that's why also,
Yeah.
right, you left it there.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
care about it. And then, I Feed the Swarm and stack 1 and he tap out to take the Yorion. I just need to find another lens because I have already all the spell. I just need 1 more lens.
So your hand was basically what? Creature, pump spell, and the Callous Cell Sword.
Yeah.
That's all you want. That's all you
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think people are cheering for you. They just announced your name. So I
Uh-huh.
just want to say congratulations
Yeah.
taking
Thank-
down this.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed your weekend here in Singapore.
Yeah.
And all the best to your. This qualifies you for the
Worlds.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. So all the best for that. And thank you to viewers for staying for the stream. It was a pretty fast day 2, which is great. I think the players are nice and fresh. You can enjoy the day.
Yeah.
And we'll see you